If only they were smart enough to tell me my own stream name. Then I wouldn't have to look it up. Here we go. As soon as I send this out, then I can take some audience questions. Here we go. As soon as I send this out, then I can take some audience questions. Here we go. As soon as I send this out, then I can take some audience questions. Here we go. As soon as I send this out, then I can take some audience questions. All right, everybody. Anybody here yet? As soon as I send this out, then I can take some audience questions. All right, everybody. Anybody here yet? As soon as I send this out, then I can take some audience questions. All right, everybody. Anybody here yet? As soon as I send this out, then I can take some audience. Somebody says you have some echo, right, bro. Everybody. Anybody here yet? Because I'm watching myself. Thank you. I was about to instantly say bullshit, but no. Because I don't have my earpiece in. I didn't notice. Should be gone now. Thanks, guys. Yeah, that probably sounded pretty shit. Sorry about that. Should be fixed now. Let's make sure. Well, I can tell it's fixed, so no worries. Thanks, Hexo, for pointing that out. I noticed Hexologist say that in chat. Much appreciated, sir. So, guys, now that we're on a new stream link, you got to tell your friends to come say hello, because we had like 400 or 500 last stream. Now we've got 82. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe YouTube didn't stick this one on the front page, or we just have to wait or whatever. Richard, is that a spider on your shoulder? I don't think so. If it does, I hope it bites me and I turn into a superhuman of some sort. Spider-Man? Spider-Man. All right. I'm going to answer your guys' questions. If you don't have good questions, I'm going to talk at you. If I don't feel like doing that, I'm just going to go about my life. All right, guys. Where to watch best? I mean, Facebook or YouTube has the best streams. Twitch.tv is pretty good too. Bit too much cursing. Kids are listening. I'm sorry, man. I like cursing. It's a character defect. Sure is fun, though. Do you hear my stomach? I think that was actually my stomach, yeah. I'm trying to be less of a fat piece of crap, so gotta do the hunger thing for a while. Talk about the price if you can. Sure. Bitcoin, last I looked, was like 9,800. Ethereum was like 243. So Ethereum dropped, I think earlier today or yesterday, 15% in a 1 minute candle, and then just went right back up. And it did it across multiple exchanges, so makes you wonder, like, someone couldn't have been a little bit more reasonable with their selling. They probably could have sold it all at the 240s instead of dipping it down to the 220s, you know, 218 or something like that. Who's my favorite guest on the Jerry podcast? I like Aubrey de Grey, not because he's saying anything new, but because I don't want to die. So I want people to like build the technology to save lives. So I think Aubrey de Grey and David Sinclair are great public outreach people for medical progress. So that's like self-interest enjoy. As far as like actually enjoy, yeah, that's a hard one, because the funny guys are funny, so you have a giggle. The interesting people are interesting. He's had a ton of interesting people on there. I can't really pick a favorite. There's a lot of good ones. You hear enough about weed and keto and chimpanzees, though. Those are overcovered, overrepresented. I'm scrolling up a bit. I'm sure I don't miss any of you guys. Hey Richard, did you ever consider a decay feature where coins that don't stake for some number of days or years move to stakers? That's stupid. That's theft. Like, if some guy goes to jail now, you're going to steal his coins? I don't like that. Because you know, if you're a staker and you go to jail, anyone in the world can run the good accounting function to make sure that you don't pay penalties. Anybody in the world can do it. But if you're just like stealing people's coins that haven't moved, that's just theft. That doesn't seem legit to me at all. Like, if you don't change the ownership of your house, do you think it's okay that people just come and take it from you, give it to somebody else, or destroy your house? It's fucking stupid. If you have a car sitting in your garage and you haven't driven it in a while, they're going to destroy the car, give it to somebody else? I don't like that idea, man. That's a terrible idea. Are my rings platinum? No. White gold. Silver, white gold. This one's pretty badass. Yellow gold, white gold, rose gold, blue diamond, yellow diamond, white diamond. Convex setting. Baller. I have a ring that goes with this, but it like doesn't fit any of my fingers that great, so not wearing it right now. Still shows my channels for children. That is goddamn terrible because it should not do that. I've changed that setting again and again and again and again. And you know what? Just since you mentioned it, I'm going to check it again. So everybody needs to hold on a minute. What's going on here? Let me edit the video. No, it is not made for kids. Okay, thanks, man. Appreciate it. I don't know why it didn't do that on its own. So irritating. Chat came through for once. Chat came through twice today. Once it told me about my feedback, and the second time it told me about this kids thing. My stream ain't made for kids, man. And now I'm just going to check that last video I did to make sure that it is not for kids as well. I probably already did that and forgot. Nope. There we go. Sorry for the delay, dudes, but if I get this right, it stays right for a long time. I hope. Okay, so hopefully that sticks. It's set in the channel, set in the last two vids. That's all I can do, man. Who is the guy that called that out? Mr. John Rita. Thank you very much. ETH a buy at 240? Hard to say, man. It's like... It's hard to say. If they're just going to print money and the economy doesn't matter anymore and jobs don't matter anymore and they're just going to print and everything's going to go up, then you can, okay, well, fundamental analysis doesn't work anymore. Everything go up. So they changed the game too much to be really secure about calls right now. Hex is the greatest project ever. Thanks, Brian Jones. Do you think the market will value ETH more than BTC long term? Look, man, if people care about technology that works better, if they do, it's more functional, it's faster, it's more secure. If people care about that, then yes. But they don't have to. They could not care about that. So, you know, I mean, the other thing is like Bitcoin's market cap is 10 times higher. So it takes a lot more money to move it up. That being said, I mean, Bitcoin didn't do a 14% dip in a candle today or yesterday. Ethereum did. So it makes you wonder. It's just a thinner market, you know. It's like you're going to get more volatility, which means you have more potential upside. Where's the best place to live off crypto, Mr. Mick Husky asks. Well, a lot of people like Puerto Rico, and a lot of people like Portugal. Some people like Germany. Some people like Austria. Do I intermittent fast? Do I look like I intermittent fast? Does it look like I fast? Does it look like I am fast? I'm actually not that slow, but nah, I wish I did. What's my thoughts on China's DCEP? Well, I hope they do it. I hope it onboards the whole world into fake crypto so that they get a taste of real crypto. Because no crypto is worse than fake crypto. Fake crypto at least onboards some users to the real one. If you want to lose weight, just eat once a day. Yep, that works. Every diet works. It's all about the consistency. How hilarious would it be if Hexicans paid for a BTC audit with their big payday gains? Could do it. Could do it. It'd help, you know. Look, guys, if Bitcoin dies or gets seriously fucked because of a software bug, all of crypto is going to be harmed. So I wish Bitcoin guys would put together their millions and zillions and billions and trillions of dollars that they got, mostly for sitting with their thumb up their ass, and just gathered a little bit of that money up to hire some auditors. Please. Pretty please. Somebody, Gaemon, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, dude. Gaemon asks, I was wondering how reasonable would it be to look for a return of more yield again or else? I don't even know what coin you're talking about, man. People that ask about like random shit coins, you get the block. Because I don't like stealth shilling random shit coins in my stream. Do I think the stock market will crash or just keep ripping? Nasdaq's at all new all-time highs. V-shaped recovery. I can't tell you, man. I don't know. It seems like everyone else thinks that that's what will happen. More green. I saw a streamer talking about the amount some people have in their Hex wallets. Billions! Are they controlling the Hex value by able to choose when to sell and not, like Bitcoin whale holders? Yeah, that's how the holders of anything, like when people sell it, the price goes down. People buy it, the price goes up. I dare you to take Bitcoin's $180 billion market cap and go ahead and try and sell that into an exchange. And you'll find that there ain't no damn liquidity. So anything that exists in the world has a very small portion of its value on an exchange at any given time. So any asset in the world that everyone that owns it decides to sell at the same time is going to dump hard as fuck. And it doesn't matter what it is. It could be oil, it could be real estate, could be Berkshire Hathaway stock, could be Google stock. If everyone decides to sell, the price dies, and I don't care what it is that you're talking about. So the thing that you're describing is a function of every market. Like, if everyone decides to sell, the price goes down. Just a retarded question. Is there a reasonable form of that question? I don't know. I think if you're curious why the price goes down, why don't you go on Uniswap, v1.uniswap.info, and go look at the people who are selling the price down, and go look at when they bought their coins, and go look at what other coins they hold, and go put their address into hexinfo.io or hex.live and see how long they have stakes open for, or if they have stakes open at all. You have the opportunity in Hex to learn more about the people participating in the price market than any other cryptocurrency in the history of mankind. So you have more tools to figure out what's driving the price up, what's driving the price down. Go use them. That's why they're there. Hex.live, hexinfo.io, hex-data.com, hex.vision, uniswap.vision. I'm probably missing one even. We have the best statistics in crypto. You think you'll get on GRE? We'll see. I mean, I'm not really trying, but some other people are trying for me, but I'm not putting any effort in personally. Elon's fun to watch, but I don't know. It's like once you've seen his stuff, you've seen it. If you have a good memory, you mostly know what he's going to say. So, like, people need to ask him better questions to generate cool new content, I guess. When are you setting up your fund for anti-aging research? Kind of got to wait for the Sci-Fi book to come out of editing. You know, every week or two, a new chapter is done, and there's only like 9 or 10 chapters, so progress is being made. The editor is knocking it out, and so we, at some point, we'll be able to release a real Hex book. I'm sorry, a real Sci-Fi book, which will be pretty amazing. So I'm very excited about that. Oh, somebody asked about a random shitcoin, and they're gone. No stealth shilling here, homies. If I use good accounting at the end of a stake, do those stakes continue capturing interest and inflation until I end stake? No. The good accounting function pulls them out. That pulls the expired shares out. So you're no longer diluting other shareholders. Richard, have you heard about the FIRE movement? Yeah, I have. It's where you retire early by just saving a shitload of money and spending very little. You save like half your income on that plan. The resistance of 10,500 and the massive descending triangle. Descending triangle? I guess you're talking about all the way from 2017, early 2018 and 2017. So I'll say a sentence again. The resistance of 10,500 and the massive descending triangle versus nobody really benefiting from the price going down. I need context there, man. Exercise and eat healthy rather than starve yourself. It will give you long-term result and you'll feel better. Yeah. I've been exercising too. But then I also get hungrier. Then I eat more. And it's like hard for me, man. And when I'm tired, it feels like I'm hungry. And when I'm stressed, I want to eat. So it's like anytime I'm tired or have worked out or have any type of stress or just want to feel different, food. Oh, look what has occurred. What is the main reason there's so many Hex haters? Go back in time and look up what they said about Ethereum when it launched. Same hate, same shit. Then the price went up from 30 cents to $1,500. That's what happened. So, same playbook. They hate it, price goes up. Okay. People are stupid. They don't learn. Hex was designed better, and then it did what it was designed to do. And with 100% uptime, works amazingly. So I said, hey guys, I'm going to build a thing. And then I built the thing, and then the thing did what it was supposed to do. And then people, they're just like shocked. Even though I told them, like, hey, look, you know, what I said, it's coming true. I don't know, maybe they think they're smarter than me. They're not. So like, maybe they're just too dumb to learn from me. I don't know. What are my thoughts on frugal living? I do it. I don't spend shit. I really don't spend anything. Like, I live frugal as hell. I eat food. Don't gamble. Don't whore around. Don't, man, I don't do anything expensive. I live frugally. All the jewelry you're seeing, years old. I mean, maybe I got this a few years ago. I mean, this is just silver, man. This ain't even big money. You know, this is like a couple $100. Like $200, right? This ain't big money. All the stuff you see that's like giant money, I bought this way back when, like 2003. 17 years ago, long time ago. If grayscale, hedge funds, etc., jump in with OTC, which means over the counter, you're buying from people that aren't on exchange, it will never reflect in price. That's not true. I mean, the coins that get bought on OTC don't get sold on the exchange. That's just not true. There ain't no way to magically pump economic energy on either side of the equation and not affect the price. It's very likely to affect the price. It's like a balloon, right? You squeeze here, it moves over there. All these institutions are still waiting for average Joe to start pressing green buttons on spot exchange. Yeah. I mean, crypto is a retail-driven market, man. Went from 3K to 14K, 8 months ago or something. Yeah, it's hard for me to keep track of time, but maybe halfway between now and 2018. So like, 9 months ago, something like that. That was pure retail FOMO in Asia, just one country. So one country, 4.5x the price of Bitcoin, and also pumped Ethereum and EOS and other things. And then they got arrested, and then the price went down. So it's a consumer-driven market. Doesn't mean it has to stay that way forever, but I mean, if you want to see some pitiful stats, the CME publishes how many people actually trade the BTC futures product. And that's probably the best fiat counterparty in the entire world. It's under 3,000. It might be 2,500. That's not a lot of people. What are some good indicators you like to use for trading? No indicators. I mean, here's how trading goes. First, you're going to lose all your money. So don't do it. Okay? You're going to lose all your money. It's like Las Vegas. Las Vegas is built on losers, not winners. People that leave with less money than they came with are what allow those giant buildings to exist. And so people, for some reason, they just don't think they're going to be a loser. But they will be, because that's the odds. The odds are against you. And trading's the same way. You stare at your screen and try and steal money from a guy on the other side staring at his screen. And you guys are virtually staring at each other through the screen, tired of looking at charts. And your girlfriend's yelling at you to get off the computer. And you're sleep deprived because you're trying to steal that guy's money. Now, that guy would give you his money and be happy that he gave it to you if you build a damn service or product or perform a service. So you have an option to be productive and useful in this world instead of trying to steal other people's money that don't want you to have it. Now, steal the right word? Maybe not. But take by force, right? Would he prefer that when he lost his trade, he got to keep his money? Yes, he would. Now, who wins when you stare at that guy and he stares at you and you're both trying to take each other's money? Who wins? The middleman wins. Let's talk about who actually gets rich in crypto. Who actually gets rich in crypto? Founders, exchanges, holders. Traders, wrecked, annihilated. Who do you think made the exchanges rich? Why do you think the exchange founders get to be worth over $1 billion each? Because they're taking so much money from you traders. So every rich founder, broke ass trader, unless you're just selling spot. And then, if you're just selling spot and making like 1% or 2% or whatever, you're not nuking people to zero. But if you're in margin trading, you're nuking people to zero. So there's a better way. Trustless interest. You don't have to time the market. You can just sit and hold and be incentivized to sit and hold. Imagine if you had bought Bitcoin back when it was $1 and were forced to hold through all the dips. But you'd be real happy at about $10,000 now, wouldn't you? It would be a miracle. You would almost pay for the privilege of being forced to hold, wouldn't you? Oh, but anyway, I like RSI, like daily RSI, 12-hour RSI. It's nice. But remember, that oscillator can sit pegged for a long time. So beware. And trend lines. So I like diagonal trend lines. I like 12-hour, 1 hour, 12-hour and daily RSI. And all that other bullshit, I really don't care. Oh, more indicators, more money. Nope. It's like the indicators you've already got in there, you don't even understand what they're telling you. Go and actually fully understand an indicator and then move on to the next one. You'll be surprised how long that takes. Like, would you rather be able to sing 10 songs poorly or like one song well? And you go to a karaoke bar, You'd prefer to be able to sing one song well. Are there any DeFi projects you like? I like Tornado.cash. I think the majority of them aren't decentralized. They have admin keys. Tornado.cash doesn't, because they just recently, like a couple weeks ago, stopped having admin keys and didn't advertise the fact that they had them earlier, which is offensive to me. Banks do, Richard. They consider inactive accounts abandoned over time. Yeah, but they usually give that money to the government, and then the government will usually give it back to you, depending on what country it is. So, can you please straighten in the candles in the background? It's giving me anxiety. I don't know, man. Like, some of these are just curved. Like, what am I supposed to do with this one, bro? It's fucking curved already. So, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do with that one. I might change these to the red ones. I like the red ones better. Yeah, I think you're out of luck on this, dude. Like, there's some S-curve action going on in some of these. I'll teach you a trick. If you don't like those candles, make the window not full screen, but almost full screen, and slide it to the side. And then you don't have to see those candles anymore. Or if you're on mobile, cover them up with your hand, bro. Can Hex be cloned? No, it's not licensed for that. So it is all rights reserved. Ethereum, all the improvements it gets as an open source platform and project, Hex inherits. However, people that want to copy Hex, it's not legal. They don't have rights to. Furthermore, not only is the code all rights reserved, but so is the logo, and so is the website, and so is all the text. You can't copy any of that stuff. There's fair use, right? Like, if you write a news article for fair use, you can probably show some of these things. And if you're putting the referral program, probably fair use to use some of these things. But if you're a scamming piece of crap, just copying the logo, you're going to get a cease and desist. Which is my official Instagram? There's an imposter. I think this thing lost some questions. It's overwriting questions now. Stop typing for a minute, guys. What do I think Hex will do after a big payday? I don't know. Let's get closer to the day and see how long people's stakes are for. Can you do a workout video? I've already done them search Richard Hart deadlift or Richard Hart bench press, or you can see videos of me deadlifting and bench pressing and doing chin-ups. Yeah, Hexa, you need to remind me about the mods later. It can surely be done. What's the best argument to tell Hex haters? It's on the homepage, man. Hex combat scams. That's all you need. You can also watch the interview I just did with Leia Halpern. Was a good one on altcoin buzz. What do I think about people living in frugal retire early? It's great. I mean, it's basically what I'm doing, except I'm already retired. So, had a question of the Coin Fabric audit. They stated there might be an issue with 15-year stake and the gas fees, and recommended 10 years. Yeah, our calculations are better than their calculations, so it's fine. If it wasn't fine, people wouldn't be able to do 15-year stakes now, right? Like, I mean, I guess, like, I recant that last statement. It's fine. The math has been done, and the gas limit is likely to be increased in 15 years anyway. So even if it wasn't fine, it's likely to be fine anyway, but it's already fine. So basically, when they did their calculation, there's optimizations in the compiler and flags that I don't think they used, that we used to compile the code to make it more efficient. And so it's really, you know, when you audit software and you're looking at the source code, not all compilations are equivalent. So you preferably want to be auditing that which is compiled exactly the same way as what's on the blockchain. So it's fine, dude. Do I think Casacious Bitcoin is worth saving, or should I sell it for Hex? Look, I don't give investment advice, and I never know what the Hex price is going to do. So, like, I can't answer that for you. You need to come to that decision on your own. I can tell you I like Hex a lot. A lot. By the way, Silver the Antidote, absolutely love your question. I love people that actually get in the code and read and do their damn research and read the audits. You know, they're expensive, so it's nice that someone's reading them, getting utility out of them. Congrats on that. Not dying is technically possible, but you can't change the laws of physics. Makes more sense to transfer consciousness to another vessel than trying to outsmart biology. Unfortunately, consciousness and memory is not something that operates on the meat, on top of it, like software. It actually is the meat. And so you can't move consciousness unless you can print meat. And we can't. So there ain't going to be no mind uploading. Transhumanists need to focus on the here and now instead of dying left and right. Every year, Ray Kurzweil looks a year older. He ain't winning the game. He's going to be a very famous dead futurist soon. So, and he's got more money and more time and more specialization and more skill than 99% anyone else in the movement. And he's going to be dead as hell soon. So, y'all need to quit fucking around watching sci-fi shows and work on today. If you want to live, biology is what's going to save you. Not none of your fancy sci-fi freezing bullshit. So much shilling. My lord. The blocks. So many blocks. How long before UBI is a thing? I mean, they just gave everyone $1,200, so they're getting used to it, right? UBI is short for Universal Basic Income. Thoughts about Uniswap? I think Uniswap's amazing. I'm not excited that they've implemented an optional 15% fee on the liquidity providers. So, right now liquidity providers make 0.3% on a trade for being the liquidity. But there's a switch on the version 2 of Uniswap that makes it so that the Uniswap people just take 15% of that money. I'm not really a fan. What they built's really cool, but not really a fan of that. Oh yeah, at some point we might just make money. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I mean, you're going to turn that shit on, please. Like, why would it be there if you're not going to turn it on? You took VC money, the VCs weren't paid. That switch is going to get flipped. Are you worried about ETH2 not working properly? I don't really care if it works or not. Is X on ETH2? No, it doesn't exist yet. Well, I don't really care. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, okay. How accurate do you think Hex is following the EOS launch chart? I'm not sure. I haven't checked it in a bit. I don't know. I mean, we pumped so much harder, like, that I'm not sure that's even valid. So many of the blockaroonies. I feel sorry for some of these guys. So they might just not know that I don't let the altcoin shelling stealth happen in chat. Sorry, guys. You'll just have to watch quietly, and that's that. Should there be different stake share price for those that gets Hex after? Yes. After big payday, the stake share price is going to be a lot higher. A lot. So if you want to be in Hex and you like the trustless interest, you get paid by shares, and shares are going to get a lot more expensive after the big payday. Because it can only go up. Mathematically, the share price is built so that it can only go up. It's because it's built to approximate compounding interest. Compounding interest only goes up. Richard does get his exercise though. Man, I do my chin-ups, I do my push-ups, bench, deadlifting. I haven't been doing as much as I should, but still occasionally. Do you regret not implementing longer pays way better, where longer gives exponential shares? No, I don't, because here's what happens. If you overpay guys that staked a really long time, then you fuck yourself out of the ability to pay guys to stake a shorter amount of time. And then maybe people won't stake a shorter amount of time. See? So there's an art and a magic, which the CD people kind of already figured out. The CD people that have $7.2 trillion of money locked up in the United States and China in time deposits have already figured out that people will lock longer with about 20% extra per year. So it's already been figured out. It's already $7.2 trillion in it. So we didn't need to really guess as to what would work there. We just copied what worked there. Obviously, it's a little bit different because in those products, if less people use it, you don't get paid more. But in Hex, if less people are staking, you get paid more. So, no, that's obviously in Hex. I'm telling you about what happens denominated in Hex, because nobody knows what the dollar value is going to do. So I'm happy with the way it's designed. It took a lot of effort to actually back out overpaying certain people with local maximas. Is there a chart for share price in dollars? Yeah. Well, no, there's not. There's just share price in Hex. It would be kind of cool to see share price in dollars. But I mean, it would kind of just look like the price, but curved up. I lost more than 10 kilograms fasting every other day for about 60 days. Nice, dude. I lost 27 kilograms once. Starving. 1,000 calories a day. Less. Sometimes like 600. Your thoughts on punishing ending shorter stakes by eating much more of their initial principal? Sure. Here's the issue with that. Could the system have been designed with harsher penalties for emergency end stakes, yes, it could have. However, if the penalties are too harsh, people don't do it. And then that's less of a revenue source for stakers. So once again, there's this art of having a penalty that's just harsh enough that some people pay it and most people don't. And that's kind of the mix you want, I think. So, furthermore, paying a 10% penalty on some stakes, it doesn't seem like a lot when you're up massive, but it is actually a pretty decent damn penalty, isn't it? I mean, yeah, you're paying a 10% penalty or more. It depends, right? Like you're paying a 90-day minimum penalty no matter what. So it's like a framing error. Whether the price of Hex has gone up a lot or a little, you're still getting hit for the same percent, right? The percent penalty that you pay has nothing to do with the price. So I'm happy with where it's at. I can't think of a way to really have made that better. Yeah, it's pretty good. Somebody asked about a privacy coin that was airdropped to another coin. Look, there was a project called Bitcoin Private. It was airdropped to a coin called Z Classic. It pumped the Z Classic price, and then Z Classic went to just about zero and got delisted everywhere. And Bitcoin Private went to just about zero. So, and they minted fake coins that shouldn't have ever been minted. They just invented fake supply and then gave out the fake supply to people that didn't deserve it. It's like, so having a privacy coin airdrop to a shit coin is like something I've seen before, and I don't like how it worked out. So do I think XRP is a scam? I don't think XRP is a scam. I do think that XRP heavily advertises and gives the impression that banks will use it. And I don't think that banks do use it to any large degree or medium degree or small degree. And I don't think that they're likely to. So it's a little misleading to me. It is a functioning network. It moves value. But the marketing, it's offensive to me because it doesn't seem to match what the reality is. So I just have a problem with that component of it. But it does work, and people move value with it, and I haven't heard of anyone losing any money through hacks from the network, being hacked or anything. So I don't think it's a scam, but I do think that a lot of people are being sold a bill of goods that's just not there. Now, how lucky is that guy? I mean, I banned this shit out of everybody else asking about alts, but then, I answered his without banning him, so. Well shilled, sir. You got me. It seemed like a reasonable question. What do you think about a function to let people change their staking address if they keep the length of stake? Too late, bro. I mean, look. If you want to have mission creep and scope creep and never get to market, you can dream up all types of fancy shit. But if you want to get to market and start onboarding users, you need to lock and load and fire. And so that ain't in there. And what I wanted in there, it's too complex, man. Not necessary. I like the idea that if someone gets hacked and the criminal wants to steal your coins, he's got to eat a big ass end stake penalty to try and steal your money. I like that. That's cool. Because in your system there, you get hacked. Someone switches your stake to another address. Now you lost all the money and the hacker got all the money. It doesn't seem as cool to me. So I prefer the way it is now. Do you think institutions would buy Hex? depends on the institution, bro. Like, why not? Do you like the price? Do you like the security? Do you like the community? Do you like the trajectory? Why not? They buy shittier shit all the time. The number of press releases I've seen with XYZ horrible company gets X $1 million. Get out of here, man. Like, apparently these institutions hand out money to retarded stuff constantly. When are all these short-term traders going to realize Hex is all about buying and long-term holding? Well, yeah, it is about that, but there's a lot of price movement in Hex. So for some lucky sumbitch, he's doing real well, you know. I mean, price went up today, I think, like 35%. Not bad, you know. I mean, look, if something moves around a lot, there's a potential for someone to make money there. So if you're a trader, you know, I don't really support the activity too much, but it's a lot harder to make money when something doesn't move. If something moves around, you know, you can make money on it. And I tell you, in Hex, you've got more tools and more visibility to see who's doing what and how long their stakes are open, and when they got in and when they got out, and who rebought higher and who sold the bottom, who bought the top. All these things, they're there in Hex, and you could see them, and it's sticky, and you get sucked in. So if you treat crypto like entertainment, if you treat crypto like a game, it's a better game. Can't wait to see you interview Bit Glenn. He's always talking about his stack of Hex. He even set a long stake for his 10-year-old son. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like it when people believe, because I believe. Candles are never going to be straight. Man, the metal that holds them up ain't straight, dude. So I got to cancel out the angles in the metal by angling the candle in its holder, and the holders rotate. It ain't easy to make these all straight, man. I'm not even sure aesthetically they're supposed to be. What do I think of Eric Weinstein? I think he followed me on Twitter for a while. But then smart people, sometimes they just can't handle all the hex shelling. And so they might like me for a lot of my ideas, but then the hex shelling is just too damn much for them. And so primarily my main Twitter account, you know, you've either got to mute me or enjoy the hex, because, man, I'm talking about it. So his brother follows me, and they're both real smart dudes, and they're both in the intellectual dark web, and I'd love to chat with them on live stream because we all have similar interests. You know, Eric Weinstein's on Team Peter Thiel. He works for Peter Thiel's investment fund, and Peter Thiel's into longevity, and Peter Thiel's into crypto, and I'm in longevity, and I'm in crypto. And so and he talks about making progress in the real world, and I talk about making progress in the real world. So we're singing a lot of the same tune. You know, I don't know of anyone. If I think of political alignment with people in the world, I can't think of anyone that I'm more politically aligned with than Vitalik Buterin, Peter Thiel, Eric Weinstein, intellectual dark web, his brother, Brett. I mean, we're all kind of trying to push the same narrative. Now, there are differences, you know. So, like, Jordan Peterson, he's on point with a lot of stuff, but he's wrong about the religion thing. You know, Peter Thiel, he's on point with a lot of stuff. I'm not sure how I feel about Palantir. I think Peter Thiel's a Christian as well, and he was also a Trump supporter. I'm not sure about some of these things, right? Like, these are there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. So, I mean, would I classify myself as a Trump supporter? Probably not. You know, I think I'd make a better president, but, you know, I think Elon Musk could make a better president. I could list a lot of people I think would make better presidents. That being said, he's not doing that bad. I mean, as a television personality that doesn't actually build buildings and just licenses his name, and, you know, has had gaffes like talking about grabbing pussies. You can't do that shit and get elected, but he did it. Wow. Okay. Well, that's weird. Um, you know, walking, you know, if you buy a beauty pageant and then you're making a mission to like walk around looking at the girls in the back room, that's creepy as shit, man. That's creepy. So, I mean, he made good progress with North Korea. I mean, the guy could be doing a worse job. Some of the ideas are damn dumb. Like, hey, Mexico's going to pay for the wall, shit like that. Mexico ain't paying for the wall. So it's hard to say, man. It's like, I mean, would I vote for Trump over Hillary? Man, I'm not a fan of Hillary. I'd vote for Ron Paul over fucking everybody, mostly. So it's like, I remember how the hell I got in this question. How did we get here? Can't remember. Oh, yeah. Intellectual dark web. Eric Weinstein. Yeah, I mean, look, we all want the same stuff. We want a better society, a better world where people get higher and better outcomes. And we're trying to find ways to achieve that. So, you know, Peter Thiel's got the Thiel Fellowship, of which Vitalik Buterin was a recipient, where he got $100,000 to skip going to college and start a business. And that worked out fabulously. And so, you know, Peter's going out into the world, published a book, 0 to 1, very well received. Damn genius, you know. Vitalik Buterin's smarter than me. Peter Thiel's smarter than me. I respect these two men greatly. Most people are not smarter than me. I'm a smart motherfucker, but these guys are smarter. I'd love to team up with them and make the world a better place, you know. And if we don't team up, we're still making the world a better place separately, because we care about the same stuff, and we're kind of working the same angles, right? Vitalik started a cryptocurrency. Peter Thiel's invested in multiple cryptocurrencies. I started a cryptocurrency. We're all trying to promote longevity. I wrote the book Sci-Vive. Vitalik gave like $3 million to the Sens Foundation. Peter Thiel's given who knows how many millions to the Sens Foundation, and started longevity.vc. And there's nobody living it better. Crypto and longevity is the best shit that we got. And then if it wasn't this, preventing extinction level events and, you know, machine learning is probably like second best stuff. What do I feel about magic mushrooms on depression? Look, man, if there's chemicals that make your brain work better, congrats, you know? So, like, I never drink coffee. I cut it out because it gave me existential dread. You know, like, my days would be crappier because I never feel like I'm doing enough. Man, I never feel like I'm doing enough now. My world is basically a million amazing things I could do, and only enough time and attention span to do 5% of them, and then everything else gets neglected. And so I have a list of things that are being neglected that's this long, and I always will have. The list gets longer, not shorter, because there's so much opportunity. So, like, it's a little bit hard for me. I mean, mentally, my emotional experience of life is better when everything's going wrong, because when everything's going wrong, the number of options I have are limited, and I know I'm doing the best one, and I can feel good because I'm doing the best one. But when my options are this wide open and everything's going amazing, I don't feel good, man. Because it's just, you know, there's too many damn things that could be done that I'm not doing, and I keep focused on what I'm not doing, and it makes me feel bad, you know? So it's a mental mind management problem, right? And if you want to live a good quality of life, your quality of life is the average emotional state you have. And if when things are going better, you feel worse, that is not a good setup. That is not a good alignment, you know? So, but usually I'm just working so hard, I don't have time to notice that I'm not in like a peak state. But if things go bad, then I'm focusing on me, then I'm making sure I'm doing the right things to have a better state. So it would be nice to have some type of ritual to build that habit of allowing myself to be happy and joyous when everything's going so well, instead of always like feeling like it's not enough. It's like Hex is $1 billion market cap sometimes, and it's like, well, Bitcoin's 180 billion, so I think Hex is better than Bitcoin. Let's go. So like, it's not fair. It's not fair to myself. Like, Bitcoin's a fucking 10-year-old project. Hex is a 6-month-old project. It's not fair to me to like be unhappy as long as Hex is underneath Bitcoin, right? Like, this is stupid. I need to work on that a little bit. Hey, Richard, great talk with Simon earlier. Thanks, man. Yeah, Simon's a smart guy. It makes, there's something, right? Like, Simon and I know of each other. We've been on live streams before, but he didn't even know about Hex. So is that my bad or his bad? Maybe it's my bad. I don't know. Like, maybe it's your guys' bad. Why don't you guys get the word out there? It's all about changing habits. It's not easy, but it's the only way for long-term and healthy results. Yep. Correct. It's all about consistency. Every day works. Every workout works. Consistency. What I'm asking is this: a lot of economic energy is invested and will benefit from the price going up. Almost nobody benefits if it goes down. Yeah. And, until shorting exists, and then even then, the longs almost always win. I know you're into longevity, but what do you think happens after death? The same thing that happened before birth. Same thing. You didn't exist, then you did, then you don't. Do you think Hex can actually reach 50 cents in the next 2 years? Ethereum did 10,000x. Other cryptocurrencies have done more. It's a possibility. I don't know how to assign a probability to it, but it is a possibility. I mean, hell, I could give you an edge case where the dollar goes to zero, and then you could have like infinite value, like infinite cents in dollars worth of a thing. But the probability is what matters, and I can't assign a probability to you. I can tell you that other cryptocurrencies have done those types of appreciation. Dan Richards actually answering every question. Yeah, but I'm starting to lose them because people are typing a little bit quicker than I'm answering them, and I'm about 25 minutes behind. More, 35 minutes. Your 24-hour stream was a service to the community. Hexologist is 24-hour stream. I've never done one. I've done an 8-hour stream. I'm like 24-hour streams, fucking hardcore, man. Hardcore. Is it normal for transactions to be really slow when minting your Hex in the AA lobby? No, it's not. The network just happens to be very busy right now. But you can make it act like it's not very busy by just paying a higher fee. So triple your fee and see how much faster it goes. It should go in seconds. Now, that's not your gas limit. You can leave that. It's the fee. You think there's any hope for making exchanges better? No. Exchanges operate through regulatory arbitrage. So anybody that has to touch the fiat world, has to touch normal currency, is going to give you a shitty user experience because they're forced to by the government. And if they don't give you a shitty user experience, they could lose their bank account. So anything that touches fiat is always going to suck, basically. They want your selfies. That ain't a good user experience. They lose those selfies. I don't like that shit. So it's not really going to get better. It's better in hexdex.win because it's non-custodial. It's just you and the code. So there's no AML, KYC, sign up. There's just you and the code. There's no counterparty risk. There's no middlemen. But there's also not direct fiat, right? Like the code ain't got a bank account. So as long as you can go to a stable coin or another crypto, you're beautiful. But if you want to go to actual dollars and you touch a bank account, that don't work. Hex, female friendly, probably the color. I'm cool with it. I like girls a lot. What's your view on Jack Dorsey with Square? I'm not a big fan of turtlenecks, but Jack seems pretty cool. I like that he likes crypto. He seems to have built a good company or two with Square and Twitter. So what more do you want? He made your own little custom Bitcoin icon and Twitter. Seems pretty nice to me. What's the deal with AA referrals not working right despite the browser cookie being right? They need to also, I don't know if it works on mobile, dude. Like, your wallet needs to be able to read the cookie. And so the only wallet that I know of that can read the cookie is like MetaMask. There might be other dApp browsers that can read the cookie, but you'd have to test them out one by one. We do not get many complaints about that. So, you might just have a different hardware setup than most other people. Do I think more exchanges will pick it up? I mean, BTC just listed Hex today. Hex is on 30 exchanges. It's only 6 months old. Hex is the greatest hedge against the hyperinflation the Fed is creating with printing money. Buy more Hex. Okay. Comment received. Who cuts your hair? Nobody. Because I don't go out. Everybody else is out there partying and yelling in each other's mouths. No justice, no peace. Have fun with that shit, guys. Y'all go build that herd immunity. I'll wait until you got all those antibodies. And then I don't have to play the lottery that I'm the 0.5% or 1/4% that die from this shit. Because I like being alive. And I ain't taking a 1/4%, 50%, or 1/4 or 1/2% or 3/4% chance of dying over this shit. Why would I do that? I'll wait. Y'all can get vaccinated. Y'all can get herd immunity, and I'll just chill. Stuck at home anyway, staring at the damn screen. So no reason to get a damn virus. Hope you guys are having fun out there, though. Get pink candles. I might have pink candles, but I'm not sure they'd look that good. I think the red would go great because it balances out with the red over here. I think this red and that red go together real nice together. I don't think this green looks that good. I might change these damn things when I get off the stream. Somebody says Richard should hit the beach. Bro, when I hit the beach, the water runs away because I'm so big. Kids point and laugh. I made a portrait of you in acrylics. Is there an anonymous address where I can send it to you as a gift? You could take a picture and send it to me. I'd love to see it. t.me/Richard Hart. That's my instant messenger. Telegram. Is there an Arabic Telegram for Arabs to onboard yet? I don't know of one. They have a little bit harder because a lot of time their internet's filtered, so MetaMask don't work as good for them. So they have to use like token.im with apphex.win. Token.im with apphex.win works for people behind firewalls, usually. There's an imposter on your Instagram. Yes. I'm Richard Hart Official, and the latest imposter is Richard Hart Official with no I at the end. So go report as an imposter, Richard Hart Official on Instagram. I'm Richard Hart Official, spelled properly. No spaces, no dots, no underscores. And I only follow one person, Hex Crypto. So these people that message you that follow a bunch of people, they ain't me. What's your favorite part in Hex? Mine is the penalties and inflation goes to stakers. My favorite part in Hex. I like the fact that it works, man. That 100% uptime thing is amazing. Most things do not have 100% uptime. I'm very happy about that. Yeah, I already answered your question about way longer stakes giving more shares. If you overpay later guys, you have to underpay earlier guys, and then you might not get earlier guys. And earlier guys matter a lot. So it was on purpose to put a max on BP on longer pays better. It took a lot of work to unexponential that shit to make it more fair to spread the gains. A lot of work, like months. Yeah, I answered all these questions earlier, man. Mr. Greg P. I'm happy with where the penalties are at. If you make them too harsh, people won't pay them. Clearly, Richard hasn't heard about the fourth dimension. Isn't that time? Isn't time in the fourth dimension? Fix type 1 diabetes, thanks in advance. Bro, there's all kinds of shit I'd like to fix. I'd like to see mental illness get fixed. I'd like to see just rotting away get fixed. Pandemics, common cold, flu, get rid of all that shit. STDs, get rid of everything. Make everyone healthy. Will we ever get on page 1 of CoinMarketCap? In a fair world, I would imagine. But sometimes the world ain't fair, man. Someone says Hex USD is now on TradingView because it's trading on HitBTC. And that is pretty fucking cool, actually. Because a lot of traders on TradingView. And we've got Uniswap.vision, which is amazing. But for people that want to make charts and publish their opinions in TradingView and like operate in that ecosystem that has tens of thousands of people, being on TradingView is actually pretty important. So thanks for reminding me about that. What's the best way to buy Hex? Pumpamentals.com, give you 10% bonus. You can use other people's referral links too. 10% bonuses. You know, you only get one of them. And then you can enter the adoption amplifier and transform your Ethereum directly into Hex at go.hex.win after you click pumpamentals.com if you want the 10% bonus. Or you can use hexdex.win, which is like an exchange. And you can also get, you could transform your dollars into USDC at Coinbase with no fee. Then you could transform that at hexdex.win if you wanted to. Listen, guys, when people clout chase you and try and stealth shill their bullshit, if you respond to their bullshit, you're falling for their game. The solution to trolls is to starve them of attention, for attention is all they want. So in Hex, we ghost trolls. We delete them, we ban them, we don't talk about them, they don't exist. And then they fly away, they disappear. Bye-bye. Many, many, many dead trolls has come and died in Hex. So if you're responding, you're fucking up and you're doing what they want you to do. So don't respond. Because like right now, there's a guy who's pro Hex that I have to ban because he responded to some fucking idiot with some scam in the name. Unfortunate. From your earlier streams, it appears you expected more BTC claims. Do you still have the same expectations? Look, man, Simon Dixon, BTC guy forever. He hasn't even heard of Hex, apparently. Well, how the hell is he going to claim something he ain't never heard of, man? So, you know, if you guys want to see more people claim their hex, which amplifies the big payday bonus by critical mass and virality, go and do your job and spread your damn referral links, guys. You know, in hex, you can't expect profit from the work of others, but you can expect profit from the work of your own ass. So go work, you know, spread the word, man. $3 billion in claims is a lot, but we could have 30 billion, couldn't we? Somebody asked about what staking will look like closer to big payday. I have no idea, dude. And nobody else knows either. So you're going to have to wait and see. A very popular crypto enthusiast recently said smart contracts don't solve anything. Well, I guess that guy's a dumbass, huh? Because the most popularly traded fucking cryptocurrency in the entire world is Tether. Not really a crypto, but does the most volume, trades with a cryptocurrency ticker on a cryptocurrency network, smart contract, ERC20. How many billion-dollar projects that launched as smart contracts you want me to list you? EOS, over $1 billion. TRX, over $1 billion. Tether, over $1 billion. Ethereum itself, over $1 billion. BNB, over $1 billion. Well, they all launched on or primarily used smart contracts. So that guy's a fucking idiot. I don't know what else to tell you. He's an idiot. Smart contracts solve a lot of shit. They give you anonymity. They give you on-chain exchange. They give you other currencies with better game theory. Like, it's just code, man. Smart contract is just code. It's not actually a smart contract. It's just fucking code. What something community could do to promote Hex even more? Buy ads with your damn referral link in it. Buy a domain name that forwards to your referral link. Advertise it. People click it. You get paid. I mean, obviously they have to like do more than click. They have to click and then transform Ethereum into Hex or free claim. Great to see you. Hope you've been getting some rest and taking better care. A little bit, man. A little bit. I'm working on 3 hours sleep right now, so not doing that good today, but me on 3 hours is better than most people on a full night. Can you explain shares and Hex a little? Sure. Listen, I get this fucking question all the time. I don't know why you guys don't get it, but I'm going to explain it to you, okay? Hex stakers as a class receive income from 3 things. Inflation, which is up to 3.69% of all of Hex, okay? That's been minted, which right now is like 250 billion Hex currently. And we're halfway through the launch phase. So before big payday, maybe it's like 500 billion. Then after big payday, nobody knows when those will actually get minted because nobody's how long everyone's going to be staked. 2, their share of early end stakes and late end stakes. And that's it. That's it. That's all the profit to the staker class. Inflation and penalties. Their share of the early and late end stake penalties. Now, how are you going to divide up that profit? How are you going to divide up that income? How are you going to divide up that inflation and penalty shares? You're going to divide it by the number of shares people got. It's that easy. If you're 10% of the shares, you get 10% of the stuff. If you're 20% of the shares, you get 20% of the stuff. And by stuff, I mean income, right? That's all it means, man. That's it. If you own 10% of the shares, you get 10% of the inflation and 10% of the penalty shares, right? Because the staker class gets half of the early end stake penalties and half of the late end stake penalties. So is that hard to understand? No, it's not. It's just like Bitcoin. If you're 10% of the hash rate, you get 10% of the block rewards. It's just like a normal company. If you own 10% of the company, you get like 10% of the money. It's a small company, you know. It gets weird with different types of classifications and stuff as companies get bigger. It's damn easy to understand. Inflation and penalties, pay the stakers. Stakers get the money divided by shares. If you own more shares, you get more money. Or hex, calling it money. Is that hard, man? No, it's not hard. It's not hard. Early and late end stakes, inflation, goes to the staker class. If you own 10% of shares, you get 10% of the money. Damn easy. Now, how do you get shares? You stake hex. Okay. Well, do you get more shares if you stake more hex? Yes, you do. Why? Because just like when you go to the store with $1 and you buy candy, if you give more dollars, you get more candy. If you stake more hex, you get more shares. And the candy changes price sometimes, don't it? Usually goes up. Same with hex. Hex has a share price. It can only go up. So the longer you wait, the higher share price you're going to pay. That's simple. And then there's two things that modify how many shares you get. You get bonus shares. You stake longer, you can get up to 3x the shares. You stake bigger, you can get up to 1.1x the shares. Notice that longer is worth about 20 times what bigger is, because we're not really trying to make the rich richer. We don't want people to spam the network. We want to have them a reason to combine their stakes together to reduce load on the network, to be good citizens. And that's it, man. That's it. Early and late end stake penalties and interest goes to the staker class. Staker class divides it by shares. If you own 10% of the shares, you get 10% of the income. Shares are acquired by staking hex. The more hex you stake, the more shares you get. The longer you stake, the more shares you get. The bigger you stake, the more shares you get. And that's it, man. That's it. This ain't hard. Now notice I repeated that shit about 8 times. So after 8 damn times saying the damn same thing, I hope you get it, man. I hope you do. There's a chance you might not. I've explained this 100,000 times. Not 100,000, but at least 100 times. Eventually I'll find a way y'all get it. Somebody said they miss Ross Perot. Yeah, you just dated yourself. But he did have a good game. I don't like that thing where he fagged out at the end talking about his daughter was getting threats. Look, man, you're rich. You knew that was in the game forever. And you were going to be president. Like, something funky went on with that. I think Ross Perot bowed out for some reason that wasn't his daughter getting threats. I think there was some dirt that appeared on him and he didn't think he could win. And he was like, oh, what's an excuse to get out of this deal? Little conspiracy theory, but hey, it's the internet, so it's in vogue. Yep, 20 minutes behind here. Why is Jordan Peterson wrong about Christianity? Jordan Peterson says that Christianity is the game that wins most games. And so it's the game theoretical optimization for causing cooperation amongst people, which is patently retarded on its face due to the fact that Christianity itself has splinter-celled into 100 different groups which can't get along with each other and don't believe the same stuff. So that shit obviously doesn't make any damn sense whatsoever. Now, as far as religions go, I was raised Christian. And, I like Christians. I like Mormons. I like, a lot of people. There's a lot of real nice religious folk. The majority of the world is religious. And if you don't like them, you're probably fucked up. Because for the most part, they're real good people. And they barely actually follow what the religion says anyway. Most people are hobbyist religionists. Most people aren't really doing what's in the book. So, you don't have to have a huge stick up your ass hating on everyone that believes in religion. People all have beliefs that are not perfect and do not, have optimal outcomes. Look at me, I'm fat. So I have a belief that says it's okay to eat food that makes me this way. Well, that's a bad belief, ain't it? Now, does that mean that I'm some type of dumbass you can't learn from? No. It just means that I don't have the best belief about food. So you run into amazingly smart, effective people that you should be happy to work with that believe funny stuff about all kinds of things. And if people just happen to believe something suboptimal about the origin of the universe, big deal. Who cares? Like, okay, maybe we are in a simulation in some alien kid's Game Boy. And maybe when he drops it in his alien bathtub, we're all going to just disappear. Who gives a shit? Doesn't matter, right? Like, what originated the universe isn't saving my dog's life, isn't saving my mom's life, isn't getting rid of middlemen, right? It's just not worth spending that much time to think about, truly. So, yeah, his position on most things is absolutely on point, but his position that Christianity is the game theoretical maximum possible good cooperative structure is just fucking stupid. Like, no, it's not. It's not. Or they would all agree and there wouldn't be disagreements. Something about your voice tone, very relaxing, puts me right to sleep. I'm glad I could help you, Manny. Come to Richard Hart anytime you want to fall asleep on stream. I think once you start your fun sci-vibe, you'll link up with them for sure. Not surprised that they want to take the shilling. Yeah, it's all good, man. I mean, look, right now, I'm wearing a Hex t-shirt. That's where I'm at in my life right now. I like it. For now. It's sad being so smart? Not really, man. It's pretty cool. Ironic, Richard Hart. Things going right, feel bad. Things going bad, feel dope. Yep. It's where I'm at. Been that way for a long time. Once again, guys, when people troll you in chat, don't fall for the bait. Pretend they do not exist. Or you risk getting banned. If you respond to the trolls, you seem like a stealth troll. It's safer to ban you. What's your take on the protests and civil rights movement? Ain't doing shit. Ain't doing shit. The amount of fucking disease that is going to be spread from that compared to the amount of change is pitiful. This fight of police brutality has existed since the Los Angeles riots that burned that fucking city down. And did it cure anything? Did it cure the police brutality? Did it cure racism? No, but it sure did kill a lot of people and burn them businesses down, didn't it? And that was 20 years ago? More? That might have been 30 years ago now. So 30 years ago, we already had this shit. Same shit. Police brutality against a black man. Burn the fucking city down. If you guys want political change, going and yelling, it's not how you do it. Political change happens at the fucking election booth. Sorry to say, but if you want to change the behavior of the police, then you got to change the behavior of the commissioner of police. And if you want to change the behavior of the commissioner of police, you got to change the behavior of the mayor that hired him. And if you want to change the behavior of the mayor, you got to change the behavior of the voters that put his ass in office. That's how fucking democracies work. Everyone's got a boss. And if you want to affect Joe Cop on the street and give him better training and teach him to shoot people a little bit less, right? Or have better tactics, or to not have to kneel on throats as much, or whatever your objective is, you got to go through that channel that I just explained to you. Because internal affairs ain't going to do it. There's not enough of those guys. So, now by the way, you want to know why the police is so goddamn violent? Because the criminals are so goddamn violent. I'm from Florida, and I've been treated like shit by the police. When the police, anyone you guys watching right now, go watch a video called Never Talk to the Police. And then wait a day and watch it again, because it's that important. Police talk to you, they're trying to fuck you up or fuck up somebody you know. Very rarely are they trying to give you a birthday gift or do something nice for you. Very rarely. So, I'm from South Florida. In South Florida, criminals want to fuck you up. Police want to fuck you up. Guess what? They both want to fuck you up. They're not they're not handing out high fives. They're not handing out gifts. They're there to fuck you up. So I'm in this weird situation with the riots where I hate the goddamn looters. I don't particularly like everyone sitting around pretending they're getting something done when they had fucking 30 years to get engaged in a political process to make this shit better. They kill a lot more white people than black people. A lot more. Because there's a lot more white people to be killed. And apparently by percentage, they also shoot and kill white people more than black people. Cops do. And I have been fucking, you ever get pulled over and have to sit on your hands on the ground for 40 minutes in a stress position? This shit starts to hurt, dude. You ever had cops point their guns at you more than fucking once? It ain't fun, man. And I've been on that side of it. But I've also been on the other side where I've had my gun on criminals. And then the cops watch them run away. And I'm like, yo, do you want me to chase them? You want me to do that? What the fuck are we doing here? Why did I call you? Pull your gun on me. You don't know who I am. Why do I have a gun on this guy? What the fuck? You're terrible at your job. Huge dude, too. Huge. Bad cop. So I am not a fan of the protesters. I'm not a fan of the looters. I'm not a fan of the police that are too violent, that make the majority of good cops look bad and put them in this shitty situation. It all could be improved. It all could be made better with better funding, better training. But instead of increasing the funding, people are talking about decreasing the funding. What? You're going to get worse training and worse outcomes with less funding. Like, everything that's going on is just backwards as fuck. Can you imagine, you have two enemies, guys. Overly violent police, which are the minority of police. Overly violent criminals, which outnumber the police. And then people that socially signal that somehow they're making the world better because they're screaming into other people's mouths and taunting guys at their fucking day job. Like they have any say in the political process, or like they've ever kneeled on someone's neck until they were dead. It's all, 1,000 wrongs do not make a right. The world can be made a better place, and it will be made a better place once everyone stops pretending that they're making progress, doing shit that's the opposite of progress. Seeing people's businesses destroyed and seeing increased violence and animosity between law enforcement and the citizenry is bad for everyone. It's bad for the police. It's bad for the citizens. There's already retribution going on, right? Like people are taking videos of the cops. Cops are rolling up to their house after hours now and arresting them. Like, yeah. You remember when you were fucking with us at our day job? Yeah, well, we're still at our day job, and you see, you want to stop playing. Haha, you don't get to stop playing. Come on back in. So, there's so many inefficient paths in this world, and I think public protest is the most costly. I think you get the least bang for your buck. And that the vast majority of those people that you see out there yelling won't vote when it comes time to vote and won't do what needs to be done. I mean, they don't even know what they're out there yelling for mostly. They don't understand the specific strategies up here. If you think getting rid of the police is a good idea, you have forgotten how shitty the criminals are. And I got to tell you, if you look at the murder rates for black people, the vast, 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 vast majority of black people are killed by other black people. And the vast, vast majority of those black people doing the killing, they're not policemen. The biggest enemy we have of the biggest number of murderers in the United States are the citizens. And the reason the cops are so goddamn violent is mostly because the citizens kind of drove them to that shit. And in Miami, when you get pulled over, when the cop rolls up to your window, he's unsnapped his pistol and is ready to draw on you. Why? Because you think you look like an innocent person, but to him, you look like just every other person that is turned out to whip out of that out of the car and start shooting at cops. There's no there's no recipe for this is the kind of person that I don't have to worry about snapping around and trying to shoot me. That was kind of a breakthrough for me when I don't know if I was having this conversation with a policeman or not. I think it might have been, and I might have said something like, do I look like a criminal? He's like, well, what's a criminal look like? Like, every once in a while you get shut down, right? When you're young, you don't understand shit. Like I used to say, this is something I got shut down on when I was young, maybe 18, maybe 16. I said, look, the reason really harsh penalties don't work is because people don't think they're gonna get caught anyway. Oh, sounded good. And then he said, well, how come the crime rate's so low in Saudi Arabia? I was like, oh, because they're chopping hands off. Okay, well, yeah, I guess I was wrong on that one. Right? Because, man, that's how reality is. You could have some idea that just seems so legit, and then you go check it against reality, and then reality's like, nah, your idea's fucked up. And you're like, oh, okay, reality decided that idea was wrong, that harsher penalties do actually make a difference. So the solution to violence and murder in the United States is in the citizenry, where the vast majority of it occurs. And the people that are yelling, like, this is black on black murder, and then this is like black on white murder, and then this is white on black murder, and then probably police murders like here. And you just have to see the forest through the trees. Like, if you really want to make an impact here, you have to do it at the citizen level. That's where the majority of this shit's happening. Now, look, I'd still like to see better training for police. I'd still like to see increased budgets, better law enforcement. Like, I want everything to be better. But, I mean, most people that have really worked on this, like, inner city crime thing will tell you it's about the families, and it's about these young adult males not having men in their life, father figures. That's what the consensus is as to how you can actually solve these things. I mean, I watched an interview with Denzel Washington where he's talking about, like, when I grew up, most of my friends got locked up for a real long time. I was lucky to get out, and I was the only person to have a father figure in my life, quoting Denzel Washington here. And he says, they weren't arresting us when we were 7. So obviously, police weren't against us then. But somewhere between 7 and later, crime started happening, And look, I went to an all-black school. You can look it up, Riverland Elementary. It's like half Hispanic now, but when I went there, it was more black than Hispanic. And now it's like 6% white. When I went there, it might have been like 8% white, maybe. You could look it up, Riverland Elementary, in just outside Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I grew up in a really shitty neighborhood where there was gang violence and people got shot in the mouth with firearms, which is 22, but getting shot in the mouth ain't no fun. And, you get jumped. I've been jumped twice. I grew up in a shitty, shitty fucking neighborhood. And, like, I speak about these things not from some, like, clinical, educated perspective, but from the perspective of someone who's lived there and done it and knows how it is, man. And I've seen people go down all the paths, And when you're growing up in a shitty neighborhood, man, the past that you see in front of you are all pretty shitty. And then that's what you end up doing. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter if you're white, Spanish, black, doesn't matter, man. It's not the color that's the issue. It's your socioeconomic status and opportunities and what you think is possible, you know? I wish you can make the world a better place without being a fucking racist. You really can. And if you're trying to do shit by the color of someone's skin, you're a fucking racist. Seriously. And a white person and a black person growing up in the same neighborhood are going to have a pretty damn similar experience. And they're going to need help pretty damn similar ways. And the fact that you wouldn't help the white guy, but you'd help a black guy, and you wouldn't help a Chinese guy, that just fucking disgusts me. That's racist. And I thought we were better than that. So the world does need help, but it doesn't need help based on its skin color. That's fucked up. I mean, we fought wars over that shit. I don't get it. I'm sure I missed so much chat, dude. I'm sorry, guys. Just by like talking so much, I missed like the last probably 20 minutes of chat because it doesn't let me scroll up as far as I'd like, unfortunately. I mean, it's only let me scroll up 30 minutes, 33 minutes back. Somebody got Illustrator working to make some memes. Congrats, Mark Harris. Go do it, man. Would I do live, Jerry, if they asked? Yeah, I would. I'd take the risk. It's worth it. Wear a mask in it. No disease. Or less chance of it. How about creating an economy based on meritocracy? That's what capitalism is. Capitalism is meritocracy. I mean, once again, look, everyone actually isn't trying to help those that need it the most, or you'd be helping people that can't speak English in countries where they can't even find food. But that's not what people are doing. They're helping Americans, and Americans have it pretty fucking good being in America. There's a lot more fucked up places in the world. And this oppression Olympics thing, it's like, okay, well, now we gotta look, black guy, happy we hired you, fired the white guy, great, but now we gotta fire you because you're a guy. So now we got to hire a black girl because she has it worse. And actually, now we've got to fire the black girl because this transgender black girl's got it worse. And actually, now we got to fire the transgender black girl because this albino midget's got it worse. And on down the list. And eventually you're like, wait a second, this don't make no fucking sense. This does not make any fucking sense. People should be doing what they're qualified and good at, regardless of the color of their skin or how shitty they had it when they were born. There ain't enough resources in the world to make everyone equal. And socialism's been tried before. When people people pretend to work when you pretend to pay them, when you break that alignment of incentives, when people are no longer better rewarded for better performance, you get a worse fucking world. And I don't want to live in a worse world. And so I believe that to the victor go the spoils, and people that are better at a job should get the damn job. And I don't care if they're Indian or black or midgets or deaf or blind. I care about them being able to do the best at that thing of anyone available, because that's how you live in a good world. Can you imagine if we did like fucking social justice for sporting events? So you go watch the NFL and you're like, yo, it's all guys. What's this shit? That's not legit. Let's mix this fucker up, right? First off, you guys all speak English. That's not fair. The most fucked up people in the world can't speak English. So let's get some people in there that can't speak English. That'll even it up. And then let's get some let's get some mentally ill people in there. I think they're underrepresented in sports. So let's get some mentally ill people that can't speak English. And now let's watch the game. It's fucking stupid. The shit doesn't make any sense. So these people have a good intention. They want to make the world a better place, but they're trying to do it in the wrong way. So my opinion, you want to give out money to charities, give out money to charities that help people based on their socioeconomic condition and not their fucking skin color. That shit is racist. What does it mean to build on top of Hex? Hex is a smart contract, and so you can call it from other contracts. So you can encapsulate Hex and have games which stake in the main Hex contract, which people have done. You can allow Hex to be tradable by encapsulating it. You can allow people to do other forms of time locks, multi-sig, trading, derivatives. You could do any damn thing that you can think of because it's a smart contract that you can call from other smart contracts. So that's what being built on top of Hex means, is that you use Hex as your primary input for some other interesting game theory or function. Yo, Bubble Boy. If your vitamin D level's fine and glutathione level's fine, COVID-19, you probably would not have any symptoms but build antibodies. You're a wussy. Yeah, says you, dude. I don't believe you, right? I like my life enough that I'm not going to risk it to test your armchair doctor hypothesis. I'm doing basically the same shit I always do anyway, sit in this chair. So my life hasn't changed very much. It's not costing me much to just stay inside because I just stay inside mostly anyway. Somebody says there is a fee when going from USD to USDC. Not if you're in the United States, not if you're on Coinbase. If you're not in the United States, then yes, there's a fee. Or they changed it. What does Hex aim to achieve as a solution? Go read the website, dude. Pumpamentals.com. Go watch the videos. What is math? Go read a book. Will there be a use case for Hex in the future? Oh my God. Is doing almost everything better than Bitcoin a use case? Then it already has done that. So it is faster, cheaper, better price performance, more secure a use case. That question offends me so greatly. Like, on-chain exchange, second most liquid on-chain exchange coin in the world. No counterparty risk. World's first, fuck off, dude. Read the website. Just terrible question. Horrible, terrible question. What's my stance on Ross Ulbricht? He broke the law. He went to jail. His sentence was much harsher than a lot of people think it should have been, because people that did similar shit got much less time. So it's like being a website admin. How much time should you do for that? Probably not like multiple life sentences. So he probably was sentenced overly harshly. Why don't you light the candles? Because then I have to fucking replace the candles and clean up all this shit. So there's green all over everything. I don't feel like cleaning all that up. It also overly brights this side, so then I have to light something on this side to cancel it out. How's Hex been doing post-COVID-19? Pretty amazing. It pumped for COVID-19, so it pumped when everything else dumped. COVID started, 2 months ago. Longer now, I guess. 5 months ago. Star Treks versus Next Gen. Ooh, I'm taking Next Gen. But they're both damn good. I mean, I'm just watching all the Star Treks in a row now. So while I'm working, I'm just letting it idle and play. I just found a picture of from the original Star Trek movie from 1979. There was a dickhead alien that had a dick for a head. And it was just there in the crowd. So I took a picture of it and put it on the internet. Pretty funny. I ain't never seen an actual dickhead alien before. Will share price always increasing make it difficult for new users to join barring pooling? Probably not, because, I mean, there's a lot of hex, which makes each individual hex pretty affordable, which makes, shares not that much individually. So, I mean, for shares to be so expensive that you have to like pool together with other people just doesn't seem realistic to me. Because, I mean, shares are just a placeholder for percentages, right? So it's not magic. Well, I mean, I guess they're similar percentages now, but in the future, it's easier for you to have the percentage you have, and it's harder for someone else to get that because its price is higher for them in the future. So I guess it's not a very good analogy, the percentage analogy, in regards to share price. It's a great analogy for the steady state snapshot of a system, but for the future snapshots, like compounding interest is kind of the best analogy, I think. What do I think of 21% of hex being staked? I think if you're a staker, you're probably really enjoying the extra pay you're getting by not being diluted by other stakers. And if you care about the market cap, you probably like the really higher market cap from the higher circulating supply of coins that haven't been burnt through staking. So the lower the percentage of hex that is staked is, the higher the market cap and the higher reward or return on investment in hex per staker. So once you end your stake, you lose your shares, yeah. And then when you restake, you get new shares, yeah. Why do shares go down even after staking them? That doesn't make sense. Your shares are your shares. It's a number that doesn't change. Once you start a stake, you get a certain amount of shares for it, and that's it. Until you end stake, that's where they are. Even if your stake expires, those shares are still sitting there until someone runs good accounting or end stake functions. Do I like goat cheese? It's all right. It's okay. I mean, it's really good if you haven't had it in a while, but if you've had it a few times in a row, it's like sloppy Joe. It's like a little too much. Funny how CoinMarketCap gatekeeps hex but shows its correct listing on its historical snapshot. Yes, it's as funny as tragic things can be funny, yes. Richard, thank you for inventing hex. I hope it does great things. Thanks, sir. Thank you for thanking me. I agree. I hope it does great things. It's kind of already doing great things, so I guess we don't have to wait. So it will pay out to early end stake my 3 to 6 year stakes to restake to 10 plus years before big payday. You got to do the math, man. I know a lot of people have done that. They've ended shorter stakes to make longer stakes. So apparently some people have done the math, and to them it made sense. I haven't personally done the math, so I suggest that you should do the math. I think you may end up more shares. So, you got to figure it out. How big is the hex team? Don't worry about it. Doesn't matter. No profit or expectation of profit from the work of others. So you ain't got to worry about nobody working. Thanks, Richard, for this beautifully designed piece of software you've gifted to us. I'm a true believer in hex for life. Welcome aboard, Andy. Andy Yassi. Welcome aboard, man. Thanks for the thanks. Richard, you are a heavy breather. Richard, or your mic is too clear. Why not both? You look like a rock star. Name a band you like, please. Led Zeppelin's pretty awesome if you like bands. An idea on onboarding people from Asia. There's an app that a team of guys that built on top of Hex built called Hex.business that works in Asia apparently. You can also use token.im, which is the most popular dApp browser in Asia, I think. And it works with a project called apphex.win that someone built that works with Wallet Connect and Coinbase and Trust Wallet. And I'm not sure about Wallet Connect, but it works with Trust Wallet and Coinbase and token.im and MetaMask. So they can stake in Asia. We have an Asian website, hex.win/languages.html. It's the Asian website. We've also got a Russian one. We've got Chinese text for go.hex.win. Someone built, if you go to t.me/hexasia, someone built an onboarding guide with good directions and simplified Chinese that should be posted to the website. One of those things that should happen. I hope that answers your question. There's also a bunch of Chinese exchanges that carry Hex. xt.com, zg.com, hotbit.io, lbank.info. Those are Chinese exchanges. I was able to verify the Craig Wright is a fraud OG miner signature because Hex taught me how to sign with my Bitcoin private keys. Educating, man. Hex is teaching people a lot of new stuff they never dealt with before. It's pretty cool. Is holding USDC on MetaMask safer than USD in a bank account right now? It really depends on your bank, man. It's like, does Coinbase have a better bank or do you have a better bank? And I think that USDC is actually a Coinbase Circle project together. They mean like a new entity. So it's a hard question. I mean, it's a hard question. It's hard to say. Richard, do you believe in guns? Yes, I've seen them and touched them and everything. Yes, I think they exist. The right to bear arms and open carry. Man, fuck open carry. Like, I don't think going to Walmart's better when everyone's got an AR-15. I don't. And even when you concealed carry, you're not allowed to carry into sporting events, and you're not allowed to carry into schools, and you're not allowed to carry into bars, and you're not allowed to carry into restaurants that serve too much alcohol on one side of the restaurant or whatever that could seem like a bar. So there's a lot of damn rules to where you can carry your piece because too many drunk people were shooting everything up. People forget how these laws came into existence. You used to be able to do whatever the hell you wanted with your gun. And then people started shooting too many other people up. And they thought, well, fuck, how can we fix this? All right, well, you carry guns here, but not there. But then these new young kids come out, which is why we have every 50 years a cycle of violence, is y'all don't remember where these damn rules came from and how shitty it used to be and why they got created in the first place. If you remembered why that suck existed then, you'd be like, oh, that's why we need the counter suck now. But you forgot about the suck that caused the regulations. And so now all you see is a regulation, and you think it exists in a vacuum and it's evil on its own. No, there was a reason for these things to have been started. I used to do scenario shooting, so I've trained a lot with firearms, and I have owned a lot of firearms. So I still watch a lot of videos on firearms. In all caps, of course. Let me read this to you in all caps. Sorry, but how they snuffed out George Floyd was beyond racism. Into the inhumane enough to have Robert E. Lee statue finally taken down. Voting didn't do that. Clap, clap symbol. Hello. Bro, caps lock is not cruise control for cool. And second, police have been shooting the living fuck out of citizens for as long as there's been video cameras, and surely as long as there's been YouTube, and surely as long as there's been Live Leak, because I've watched them shooting the fuck and choking people and killing them. And I've also seen them on the other side, the receiving end of being shot at and choked and bashed. So I've seen cops getting killed. I've seen citizens getting killed. In America, with the most gun deaths of any country in the history of the world, with the most people in prison of any country in the entire world, it's pretty easy to come by video of everyone shooting everybody and everyone killing everybody. And it ain't good. Okay? So if your dumb, lazy, stupid, ignorant ass didn't realize that this was a fucking problem for the last decade after decade after decade after decade, you're fucking retarded. And you don't watch what the ACLU does with their time. And you don't fund the ACLU, because the ACLU has been fighting this shit since it fucking started. But you're a dumbass, ignorant idiot that doesn't know fuck all about politics and just appeared on the scene when one more dude got killed. One of fucking thousands. Thousands. You're an asshole. You're late. And I bet you fucking disappear and give up and don't help at all when the rubber actually meets the road and the fucking voting starts happening. I'll bet your dumb ass just disappears, yelling and screaming in the fucking street when it's cool and fun and you're pissed off for having been out on a fucking quarantine for so long. But then when the grind appears and you have to grind out progress the slow and fucking hard way, knocking on doors, asking people to vote for one guy instead of another guy, you ain't going to be there because you're a bitch. So enjoy your fucking yelling, right? Enjoy that and realize that shit ain't never achieved anything. That yelling you're doing, it ain't never achieved not a goddamn thing. What got achievements is the hard, silent, fucking thankless work that people do behind the scenes that don't have audiences, walking door to door, getting people to do the right fucking thing and get them to show up to the booth and hoping that the right guy's running that could actually do some of the shit that he says he'll be able to do. Democracy is the solution to this problem, and I bet you ain't fucking part of it. And stop typing in all caps, motherfucker. I'll ban you. Oh, police are being violent. Shit, man. Where the fuck do you live? You ain't never had the cops pull their guns on you, you pussy? Try moving to Florida and see how your opinion of the police is. You're going to get treated real poorly, and I don't give a fuck how much money you got. Ain't enough money in the world to buy being treated respectfully in Florida. You will be treated like shit by the police. Fact. So where I'm from, understanding the police are there to fuck you up is the law and the rule. So I don't know how this is like a surprise to your ass. Maybe you're from somewhere real nice. Yeah. I don't know how you could have any other opinion, man. They're there to fuck you up, for the most part. And they're necessary because the criminals are worse. So you better, like, dude. I don't know how y'all could be so stupid. The criminals are worse than the cops. The criminals want to fuck you up, and the cops want to fuck you up. But if you're going to have to choose to get fucked up by one, I guarantee you're going to choose the cop because he's going to fuck you up less. Simple math. Best solution is to get everyone to quit being such a criminal piece of shit. In order to do that, you got to work at the family level and at the community level before the kids are all fucked up and too hard to bring them back. So you got a good decade or two of work ahead of you. But you'll probably disengage and start playing video games. So, you know. You'll be interested in this while it's popular. In my opinion, do I think BTC will hit 20K by the end of the year? I got no fucking idea, man. It's like if some billionaire decides he just wants to buy some, the shit could go up to 20K. If another Chinese Ponzi kicks off, shit can go up to 20K. If hedge fund managers decide, we just want to buy more of it, could go up to 20K. Sure, could do that. Could go to 3K too. Nobody knows, I mean, sometimes the game's harder to predict. Right now, game's doing all types of new shit, unprecedented, harder to predict. Undercover police have initiated rioting and placed neatly placed bricks. Maybe some of them did. Maybe Antifa did. Maybe Soros did. Maybe there's actually construction going on and there's a lot of bricks in the world. Some of these brick videos I seen, it was actually built in goddamn sidewalks with the same fucking bricks. That's just damn stupid. Obviously those pavers were meant to go in fucking pavement right next to them. So some of these brick videos look a little condemning. Some of them do not. Now, do I know that the police put people to instigate shit? Yes, I do. Do I think that the police are happy to see those bricks being chucked at their fellow policemen? No, I don't. So I'm less likely to think the police are planting the bricks, more likely to think Antifa's planting the bricks, and probably 70 or 80% of those brick reports are really just construction. But there's definitely shady shit going on both sides. Now, if you're walking down the street and you have to interact with either the riot police or Antifa, who do you choose? I choose the goddamn riot police. I choose people who are happy to go to fuck home. The riot police would be happy if you guys fucking went home and then they could go home. But Antifa is not happy. They don't want you to be home. They want to cause problems. So I'm with the people that support peace, and I'm not with the people that support fucking anarchy, because they forgot how shitty anarchy can be. And I would love for those people to take an airline flight to some place where anarchy actually exists. And then you see them fly right the fuck back and never do that shit again. Because these ignorant, well-off people, they don't understand how bad shit can really be. And once you've seen how bad shit can really be, you start to respect how lucky you are to have order and justice. Go get jumped up a couple times, and then you'll be like, damn, this shit sucks. Go take martial arts, but still sucks. Just getting the shit kicked out of you ain't no fun. Hey, Lasse Reffin. I'd love to answer your question, man, but it's like really deep. He's asking about kids and success criteria. You get a lot of those answers from an interview I did with, if you go into t.me/hexcrypto and you type !past, it's going to show you 2 YouTube videos. One of them is a full-length video about my beliefs, my values, my history, and you'll find the answers to those questions there. You could also read the books, t.me/sci-vive, click the pinned message. It's like 12 books there, or 2 insanely long books, however you want to call it, maybe almost 500,000 words. You'll get those answers. So they're in video, they're in text, you just got to go to the right place for them. Like, once again, does prejudice exist? Yes. Why? Because reality's racist. Who's winning chess games? Black guys? No. Okay. Who's winning marathons? White guys? No. Okay. Reality's racist. It is. Measurements are racist. Like, nationalities are racist. Smartest people in the world, Ashkenazi Jews. Do you see me crying like a bitch that I'm just not as genetically blessed as those guys? No, I'm not crying like a bitch. There's the hand that you are dealt, and the hand that you are dealt is to be born at this time with the gifts that you've got, okay? You can't be mad at other races because they're faster than you, or smarter than you, or taller than you, or lighter than you, or darker than you, or stronger than you. Diversity is strength. Specialization is power. If you believe diversity is strength, if you believe diversity is power, then you should celebrate diversity and stop trying to destroy it everywhere you see it. Men and women are supposed to be different. Black people are supposed to be stronger and taller. It works better where they're at. In colder climates, you're supposed to be shorter and stockier and whiter so you can absorb more vitamin D and radiate less heat. So in fucking colder climates, you tend to get shorter, stockier animals that absorb more vitamin D by having lighter skin. In darker climates, you get longer people whose fat is oriented in places that won't overheat them, like their butts, and they are darker to reject radiation from the sun so that they don't get too much vitamin D. Your biology affects your behavior just like every other goddamn animal on the planet. Human beings are basically hyped up monkeys, okay? We're monkeys, right? Look, thumbs, right? We like to hang on shit. Human beings are animals, man. Our shit stinks. We like to have sex. We like to eat. We're animals, okay? We're all animals, all humans. And so if you have different biology than another human, you're going to have different tastes. You're going to have different habits. You're going to have different postures. You're going to have different behaviors. And that's goddamn normal, man. That's what works in the world. It's normal. You're not supposed to be identical to everyone else. You're supposed to be different. That's why we have sex in the first place, to create something new, to create something different. That's why we don't create clones. Well, you know creates new and different? Multiple partners, multiple races, multiple specializations, multiple adaptations. That creates robustness. You guys need to celebrate the diversity that is strength and stop seeing it as like fucking evil to talk about. Black people are fast. Jewish people are smart. I know some Irish people to drink too much, right? Americans are fat and loud. Hey, what do you know? I'm a fat, loud American. Do you see me crying like a bitch about it? No, it's okay, man. It's fucking okay, right? Guys are twice as strong as girls. Yeah, twice as strong as girls. The ones that train and the ones that don't train. Twice as strong. Okay. And they can have kids and breastfeed and shit. Life is fucking trade-offs, man. You guys can't keep calling, like, reality's racist, and that's what diversity is. Race is diversity. Race is difference, and difference is specialization, and specialization's fucking beautiful, and you should respect it. The concept that you can't honor the difference and excellence of another race because somehow that's illegal, that's just disgusting to me. That's not science. That'd be like, yo, we can't look at how fast cheetahs are because, you know, makes lions look less cool. No, man, just tell the goddamn truth. We have statistics and measurements for this shit. Cheetahs are, you know, faster than lions. Lions are stronger. Okay. Do you see anybody like having a shit fit over that? It just doesn't make... I wish people would just tell the damn truth. They know this shit's true, but they're afraid to say it. People are different, and that makes people work better. We're supposed to be different. That's when you go to a football team. It ain't 11 quarterbacks. It's one quarterback. Specialization. Do I want children of my own? Yeah, sure. But it takes effort, right? It's a trade-off. Don't you think it's hypocritical to have a Sci-Vive channel having a largely sedentary lifestyle? No, I don't. Look, do you think Michael Jordan's coach could dunk on his ass? No, because his coach could suck at basketball but still be a fantastic coach. If I give you advice on how to diet, my advice is good. Just because I'm not taking it doesn't make the advice bad. Right? Like, if a homeless guy in the street says, brush your teeth, you gonna not take the fucking advice? Nah, the advice is good. I think the book would sell a lot better if I wasn't a fat fuck. So yeah, that'd be nice. And I think everything would work better. Like my whole life would be vastly improved if I wasn't a fat fuck. So at some point I would like to be a non-fat fuck. I'd like to be a regular fuck. Do you think a population with a higher average IQ would be less criminal? Yes. As most violent crimes occur with an IQ of 83 and lower. Okay, well, there you go. I mean, the way that you phrase that is statistically erroneous, but I think the outcome's fine anyway. You could have just phrased it differently. So you have to occur by percentage, right? Like what percentage of people with IQs of 83 have criminality or convictions compared to what percentage of people with, say, another IQ range, right? Because 83 is too specific. You need to use ranges and you need to speak in percentages. But I think after you fixed all that, the outcome would probably be the same anyway. Rich, you made me rich with Hex. Thank you. I invented a cool product. The design might have made you very happy. Thanks for the compliment. They made an example of him so there wouldn't be more Ross lookalikes. Yeah, perhaps. Doesn't mean it's fair. Deadlifts or squats? I'm a deadlifts guy. My knees ain't into the squat shit. And the numbers I put up on squats are like bitch mode anyway, so I'm not even excited to put up like pussy weight. Knees ain't having it either way. When do you think Hex will go up? I don't know. Didn't it go up like 32% earlier today? Is that up? Lighting the candles did create an awesome dragon effect when you had to blow them out. Agree. I agree with that, Dan Emmons. Okay, look. This guy, John Boy in chat, has now all caps called me Bubble Boy like 8 times. Really probably like 5. But it's enough. The all caps plus the insults. It's like, I'm going to block you now. I mean, I don't mind Bubble Boy on its own. Like, that's fine. You can call me Bubble Boy. But the all caps plus the Bubble Boy is too much. So good luck, John. Good luck insulting people on their live streams. I hope that works out well for you. Guys, I like to be outside. And, you know, I just happen to be pretty fucking busy right now on the inside. When the time is right, I will go outside again. No worries. I'm not missing much, guys. It's okay. You will be immortalized as the god of crypto if Hex hits $1. Okay. Lol. That's pretty funny, man. I mean, that'd only be 4x Bitcoin's market cap now, right? Like, it's not that outrageous. This is the nicest chat since Hex launch. Really? Thanks. If share rate is based on ROI, wouldn't it cap at 15 years after the big payday? No, it doesn't. So here's the way the share rate actually works. The share rate makes sure that if you ever end the stake, you can never, ever, ever, ever possibly restart a stake with those receipts, those proceeds that you got from the last stake, and get more shares. So even if people's ROI percent hits some level and it's the all-time high that had ever happened and no one ever got a higher ROI percent again, the share price itself will continue to go up because people will still continue to get rewards. And if they reinvested those rewards and the price didn't go up, they would end up with more shares. And the way the system is designed, it will increase the price to make sure you can never get more shares. You can only get the same shares or less. And so actually the share price will go up forever as long as anyone ever ends a stake at a profit. So the share price is going up forever. That is an advanced thing to understand. It actually took me a while to get it. I was like, yeah, so this is like based on ROI. And then like after big payday, it's gonna be like a huge profit input. So like after the longest, biggest stake that was 15 years long and received big payday, Wouldn't that be like the all-time high share price? And then Kyle explained it to me. He's like, no, actually, because Kyle's done more modeling in the share price than I've done. And so now I understand it, and now hopefully you understand it. As long as people still make profit from staking, the share price will continue to go up to make sure that when they restake, they can never have more shares, only the same or less. And it's always less unless they just happen to set the new share price themselves. Will the shares adjust in the CD for Hex paid in big payday? No. So that the big payday accrues to your account just like any other form of interest would. So your shares are your shares, and they're not changing and they're not moving. They're static. They dictate how much of the big payday you'll receive, and they just stay static. Rich is in a good mood. That's funny because I feel tired as hell. I've only had 3 hours of sleep. So before the stream, I did something that I haven't done in maybe a year. I had one little coffee thing, like a little cappuccino thing, because I wanted to produce good content for you guys on stream in 3 hours of sleep. You know, like I can hear my voice is starting to sound weird. It's like, I don't know, like if I get really, really tired, my voice starts to give up. So without like little coffee thing that I took for you guys, and that I hope not to take for months and months and months, because I don't want to get into coffee, man. Don't want to get into it. It reduces the quality of my life. But I did for you guys for the stream. It's gotta be first time in a year. Can we hit the like button? There's over 400 people in here. Yeah, guys. Smash the like button. Smash it. Or press it lightly. I mean, really. And click subscribe and click the bell and click all. Thank you. Do you eat your veggies? Kind of. I mean, I'm cooking for myself, man. So, not a lot of vegetables in there. Shitload of olives. Boy, I'm eating a lot of fucking olives, you know, because you can just eat them right out of the jar and it doesn't take any prep. Kind of getting sick of fucking olives. I'm getting sick of a lot of food. Which is probably good for the diet, right? What gets you most excited about Hex? I like when I see people building stuff on it. Wish people build less scammy shit. So much fucking... There's people trying to rip Hex off left and right, just making scams and then ripping off language and logos and likenesses and just breaking the damn law to scam people. That pisses me off. Now, they're not building on Hex, but even some of the guys building on Hex, it seems a little damn scammy to me, man. It's like, fuck. But in crypto, think about it. In crypto, okay, what is people actually built on top of Bitcoin? Darknet markets, gambling. What else? With adoption. It's basically just trading, darknets, and gambling. And that's it. And that's all crypto. So that's what comes with the game, man. If you build a successful cryptocurrency, people are going to build slightly shady shit on it, because that's just what new markets kind of do, I guess. So I can't, you know. So what am I most excited about in Hex? I don't know. I like the price. I like when the price goes up. I like that there's so much potential. You know, we're not on the front page of CoinMarketCap yet. We're not on giant exchanges yet. I mean, Hex listed on HitBTC today, which is a pretty big exchange, which is pretty cool. You know, maybe that's enough to have CoinMarketCap stop gatekeeping us and they list at least 50 terrible things on the front page. So, I mean, I'm just guessing there. But there's a lot of shit in crypto, and boy, if it ain't on the front page, right? So, don't know why they're gatekeeping. Come on, guys. This 3 times audited, 100% uptime, claimable for free coin that everyone that uses it likes. Tons of real users, most honest and transparent volume in the entire world. Liquid out the butt, like totally liquid. 10 million, 11 million on chain. What do you want? It does everything great. Like, come on, get with it. See through the haters, scam. No, not scam. You're the scam. Hex is amazing. People calling it a scam are scams. They need to read the white paper. They need to do the research. You can't just go to the website, see that it talks about price, and be like, scam! That's more honest. Talking about price is more honest. Pretending the price doesn't exist is a fucking scam. You go to bitcoin.com, they tell you it drops 85%. They tell you it flash crashes to 0. No, they don't. You go to hex.win, it tells you right on the homepage, cryptocurrencies drop 85 and 95%. It says it right on the homepage. They tell you that 42% of Bitcoins and only 2,000 addresses. No, they don't tell you that. They keep it a secret. Hex tells you. Here's all the websites you can go to see who owns all the coins. Like, it's more transparent, more honest, more real, more clear. Does it lead you on with promises? Oh, we're going to build confidential transactions. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. None of that shit, man. Project is complete. It's finished. It's done. It's immutable. Not hoping and dreaming that someone's building or doing something for you. So it's a more honest, more transparent, better at almost everything cryptocurrency. But because it talks about price, people treat it poorly. It just blows my mind. Blows my mind. Disgusting hypocrisy, truly. People that are holding bags of Bitcoin down 20K to 3K. People holding bags of Ethereum down 1,500 to 80, down 95%. Gonna talk shit about Hex that's making new all-time highs a month or two ago. Come on, guys. Stop hating. Just get with it. Get with the program. We're bringing a lot of users to Bitcoin. We added a lot of value to Bitcoin holders. We're bringing a lot of users to the Ethereum network. Getting a lot of Ethereum wallets installed. Y'all better damn respect. We're improving open source software. People that are fans of Hex have given $5,000 to Gitcoin projects to fund Ethereum development. Come on, guys. Get with the fucking program. Read the white paper. Read the audits. Talk to the users. Quit with this everything's a scam bullshit. Everything might be a scam. Hex ain't everything. Hex is unique and special. Thanks for making crypto fun again. I hear that a lot, dude. I hear that a lot. And that's interesting to me because I didn't actually design it to be fun. Like, I designed it to be sticky and interesting, but not actually like fun, right? It wasn't on my thoughts. Like, how do you make it fun? But I hear this comment a lot that Hex makes crypto fun again. And it's so, I guess it sticks for me because it was not my intention at all. Like, fun is not in there, right? Like, I don't use fun language. I'm happy to see an accidental feature appear. Like, cool. Thank God. That's nice. Free awesomeness. Open carry deters violence. Yeah. Sure. Having no guns also deters violence. Interesting how that works, eh? I bet everyone carrying a samurai sword would deter violence. Like, it's just not. Look, this shit's already been solved in a lot of countries. There's already a lot of countries that have already figured it all out, and they work fucking great, and they measure great, and they outperform the United States on citizen outcomes for health and wellness. Learn from them and stop pretending they don't fucking exist. This shit's already solved most places. Somebody's quoting, never point a gun at something you aren't intending to destroy. Yes, we've all taken basic concealed carry training course. You're going to hear that quoted in there. You want to hear the other quotes? Never, you must, when you're firing, you also have to check behind what you're firing because you can get over penetration. And then if you want to do tactical shooting, don't reload in the open. Get behind cover before you reload, right? I mean, we can go through the list. Don't draw and put your finger on the trigger. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're not going to shoot yourself in the leg. I have a video on how to solve politics, by the way. It's called Treat Your Politics Like Your Sandwich. And, voting for the lesser of two evils sucks. So if you go to my earliest YouTube videos, you can see a video on how to fix politics. I also have a book called Fix the World, which you can get at t.me/sci-vive that addresses a lot of these issues. Anarchism is a highly organized form of society? No, it is not. Go visit a place where there is anarchy and see how quick you try and flee. How was I at 19 or 20? Basically the same. Like, I've been the same me for like ever. How long was your longest video and why? 8 hours when China banned Bitcoin. And we went down to 3K. Keyboard looks awesome. Yep. Pretty cool keyboard. Got to take your own piece of wood and round the edges so they're not sharp. And then blue sticky shit your custom made keyboard on there. Or you could use screws, which I've done on my exercise bike. But I just used blue sticky on this one. Any recommended books on how to learn effectively? Yeah, man, read the books I wrote, particularly for what you're asking about, the mind chapter, t.me/scivive, SCIVIVE, it's pinned. t.me/scivive. So is cuckoldry between husband and wife acceptable by the terms and concepts you've laid out, Richard? It depends on who you are. So if you're the girl and you want that spicy muscular seed, and then you're tricking the weak dude, the beta, into like paying for his the other dude's offspring, maybe that's an ideal strategy for the girl that's cheating. Sounds shady as fuck to me personally. So I don't like that. I like honesty. So I think cuckoldry is, for the most part, not honest. Now, some people have compersion, which is where you're excited about other people's happiness. And so, like, hot wifing and cuckoldry, and I think there might be a third form of that I'm forgetting. It gets some people off. It really excites them because it triggers their, like, internal primal, like, competitive reclaiming kind of thing or whatever. So, I mean, if people are playing around with that stuff, so be it. Like, they're having fun, right? It's like BDSM and all the different sexy stuff human beings are into. As long as everyone's having fun, so be it. But, like, legit straight cuckoldry not for fun, that's just cheating and shit, right? Like, that's terrible. So, cheating ain't good. Kids play cops and robbers. They're not actually being cops and robbers, right? I don't know if kids play that anymore. We didn't play that shit when I was growing up. I mean, I heard kids play, Cowboys and Indians too. Didn't play that when I was getting up, or, when I was growing up. We played murder ball. It looked a lot like rugby. You throw the ball straight up, someone grabs it, tries to run as far as they can, and then everyone else on the field just kills them. That shit was awesome. Absolutely love murder ball. Love it. Best game. Best. Love it. Problem is when the field you're on's got a goddamn rock in it and you get tackle on that fucking rock, man, it hurts. Do I like Eric Weinstein's Portal podcast? Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's like Eric goes a little bit too deep and alienates most stupid people, which don't work. The language is too advanced for most of the topics. He needs to dumb it down quite a bit. And I don't know. He's smart, but he's not, believably angry. So Eric's outrage is like a light, airy kind of outrage. I feel like my outrage is more like you have to take it seriously because I ain't kidding, like it's just the authenticity of the words and the actions. It's just like, it seems like he's having too much fun talking about shit. And, I don't know. It's just the vibe I get. Maybe he's enjoying the people he's talking to so much that it's light and jovial for him. For me, everything feels like more life or death to me. So maybe he's doing it better. Maybe you can get progress happier. Maybe you don't have to get progress by taking shit so seriously. I wouldn't mind being a happier, more effective me. I mean, he's spreading it too thin. You got to choose some core things you care about and kind of focus on those. If you try and spread it too far, too thin, it's like you lose impact a little bit. Can I explain quadratic funding? Yeah, it's just whoever gets money gets more money. So, okay, the public gave this money, then we're just going to have this other money amplify what the public did. Quadratic. This thing amplifies that thing. That's all it is. Could this funding model be used to pay for longevity research with hex stakes? I mean, that's up to the community. Community can do whatever they want with their money, right? So, yeah. I mean, the issue with quadratic funding is that since you're amplifying the will of other people, the will of those people has to be just and accurate. And most people are not qualified to make good decisions as to which research is better than other research. So you kind of, as the more complex the thing is, the more you need to rely on subject matter experts. So quadratic funding to the public, but you could use quadratic funding with just the thought leaders and the experts in the space, and then probably it would turn out pretty well, right? I mean, in theory, what is a venture capital fund but quadratic funding? The masses of people are giving their money to a single person and amplifying his decision. So I think venture capital itself is a form of quadratic funding. Somebody said a lot of compliments and then mentioned, did my chat die? Chat, no die, please. My chat died, so I have to figure out why. Which sucks, because it means I probably just lost like 40 minutes of questions. Unfortunately. Ah, fuck. I guess we're good. Trying to find where I left off. How do you have an answer on everything? How did you gain wisdom? Just read a lot, dude. Just read a lot. If you read stuff all day long, you have memory. You know lots of stuff. Just read smart people stuff instead of dumb people stuff. Will Hex be in Sci-Vive? It would be cool if there could be some type of like incentive, like I think it would be cool if there was like a hologram attached to each book with like a unique gift code or something. I haven't had that much time to figure it out, but I would like to see them synergize somehow. That'd be neat. But I don't know how exactly yet. If you have ideas, tell me. Is lightninghex.win legit? I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it. Somebody said that they built like a Uniswap that allows people to buy hex using the Lightning Network. I've been so busy, I actually forgot that even happened. So if you guys want to check it out, lightninghex.win. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but it sure does seem hella cool that you'd be able to buy hex using a Lightning Network. I mean, that seems hella cool to me. Hella cool is a fancy term for very cool. Considering outreach to Africa, Africa's broke, dude. So, I mean, sure, come on board, guys. But I sure as hell wouldn't focus on Africa over richer countries right now. Do I get enough vitamin D? I take a lot of vitamin D supplements, so I get it in fish oil, and I also take a vitamin D3 pill. So I'm over the daily UI of basic, daily intake. What's going to happen on big payday? I don't know. We'll have a better idea when we see how people stake closer to the day. Bubble Boy with a compliment. You're creating an impenetrable bubble that can't pop as it's filling our pockets. Lol. I like it. Front squat, Richard. Much more easy on the knees and back. Yeah. Do you think IQ is a good metric to use when hiring smart people? Apparently, it's the best metric. So I'm going to say probably yes. I mean, sure, you can find high IQ people to do a terrible job, but at least they had a chance to do a good job. If you have a low IQ person, it's real hard to get amazing work out of them. I mean, literally, if you're under like 83 or 86 in the military, they just won't allow you to be in the military at all. So the police are allowed to not hire people whose IQs are too high. So we already have governmental agencies that have laws and rules about minimum and maximum IQs. So obviously it matters. Florida's a wild place? Yeah. Go to floridaman.reddit.com and you can read how wild it is. Florida's fucked up bad. Is there an authorized Hex shirt store? Hexshirt.com. But the billing's not turned on. So one day, man, one day. Richard, Hex is awesome. I've been waiting for its launch since the first announcement. So far, made 2 annual salaries this year. I'm very happy. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. Richard, you are truly a unique and intelligent person. I honestly wish I could explain ideas as well as you. Thank you for all the free content, no homo. Thank you, sir. This content that I'm broadcasting is only as useful as smart men like you watch it and gain benefit from it. So without you, this wouldn't be any good at all. You've been hitting the weights? Yeah, I mean, I should be hitting them harder. I'm maintaining. I ain't losing, but I ain't gaining, So, I'm sleep deprived. I'm only on 3 hours. I don't want to risk hurting myself. So anytime I'm sleep deprived, I don't really want to lift. And I've been doing too much sleep deprivation lately, so it's impacting the workouts. You're a genius, and thank you for creating Hex, Richard. Damn, this is a positive-ass chat. I don't know what's going on here. I'm used to being called a terrible, horrible person constantly, and here chat's being so damn nice to me. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Sci-Vive is what got me into Hex and Richard Hart. We've got to get that thing pushed out and circulating. I agree with you, man. And I just received yesterday or today, I can't keep track of time anymore, another chapter. So, editor's working hard on it, banging it out. He keeps doing that. Eventually, I got something I can publish. That'll be nice, man. That'll be nice. What do you want to see people build on Hex? That's a great question. I'd like to see some type of ZK rollup throughput solution. I know somebody's already working on a tornado.cash fork. I've seen it tested. It works. It just needs a little bit more work. They need to encode the amount into the note so that you could survive a refresh of the app, things like that. It needs some type of relayer, which I haven't looked at. Because when you deposit Hex into a tornado.cash instance, might call it HexNado, might call it HexMix, kind of partial to HexNado. Probably put up a vote. So HexNado, when you deposit to it, you're paying your ETH to deposit your Hex. And then everyone else is doing the same. And that creates like an anonymous pool where anyone can pull out of it and nobody knows where or who the person that pulled out was. But you got to pay for the Ethereum to pull out, to run the transaction. And then that Ethereum has a provenance and an origin, and you're trying to enhance your security and your privacy so that you can get hacked less. And, you could have the same type of power you have at your bank, where when you pay someone from your bank, they don't get to see your balance. Seems fair, seems reasonable. So relayers is a solution that allows you to receive the economic energy that you're withdrawing without needing to introduce your own Ethereum into that withdraw transaction. So some type of relayer thing needs to exist, as it does in Tornado.cash, in order for people to be able to withdraw and get the benefits of that security enhancing technology. So I have to look at that. Doesn't seem too hard. What else? Somebody built meta transactions for Hex already that allows you to send Hex without Ethereum. I know somebody that's looking over that code to make sure that there's no obvious exploits or, hidden crap in there. Because now that Hex is so popular, you really got to watch out, because people are trying to take advantage of all these rich people now. A lot of Hex people made a lot of money, and now people are eyeballing them, trying to steal their money from them, fake apps and shit. So we got to be constantly diligent about, hey, be careful what apps you're using, guys, because like somebody made a pool, not going to name it, but it was something with the word pool in it, and something that had XYZ at the end, and that something pool.xyz, that shit steals your money. Okay, well, that ain't good, So everybody reported him, and it says scam next to his name and shit. But that guy made, a little money doing that scam. And I hate to see scammers make money. I hate that shit. So be careful out there, y'all, Hex is good. But all this other bullshit out there, no audits. Better be careful, man, So scalability, ZK rollups, anonymity, HexNado, Tornado Cash Fork, something like that. Now, mind you, no expectation of profit from the work of others. I'm just telling you what I've seen someone else building, okay? Maybe it never happens. Maybe it never gets to market. Who knows, Maybe a guy goes to sleep, never finishes it. So what I care about is throughput, anonymity, trading. I'd love to see people be able to short Hex and learn how dumb of an idea that is. I'll tell you, shouldn't trade. But people don't fucking listen, so they're going to do it anyway. All right, you want to short Hex? Go ahead. Huh? You shouldn't do that. Shorting's dangerous. Shorting crypto is dangerous, man. But people think they're smart, so I wouldn't mind people being able to short Hex. Anonymity, throughput, the ability to short, no counterparty risk. You and the code, no middlemen. And what else would I like to see? I mean, I think that's a damn perfect setup right there. It would be nice if there was someplace where people could wire money, turn it into hex without Ethereum as a middle or USDC as a middle, just like fiat to hex would be real cool. So fiat to hex, scalability, anonymity, be able to pay fees in hex without Ethereum. I mean, the hex mix thing seems close to done. Needs a relayer and needs the amount put in the note. Meta transactions is already done. Somebody built it already. Kind of cool. Trustless exchange we already got. Doesn't do fiat yet. Does USDC, close to fiat, right? Does USDT, close to fiat. Does DAI, close to fiat. But doesn't do real fiat yet. And no place to short hex yet. So I also happen to know some people that are working on something that would allow that. But that's a more complicated project. That's a harder project. After those things, man, I can't think of anything else to add. I mean, that's badass. Like, that is, I mean, in my opinion, the best cryptocurrency in the world if you add all those things. I mean, we might already have the best cryptocurrency in the world now before adding all that shit. If all those other things, I mean, I love that people just built it. I said, hey, meta transactions would be cool. Somebody just built it. Love it, I love that the community just builds amazing things. It's a magical thing. I get, you know what? It'd be cool? A referral program after Big Payday. It would be kind of cool. It would have to work differently, but, it could be built. Somebody could build it. Passive income now, thanks to you, Richard Hart. Thanks again for building this. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. Will the US dollar continue to be the world reserve currency? Don't know, but I mean, probably for a while. Would you fold complex origami for focus and introspection? No. I'd rather jerk off. That shit sounds lame. Who made your Hex t-shirt? I'm wanting one. Well, I went to a business supply store that, makes like promotional materials for companies. And this is an A3 plus, I believe, A3 plus sized print. And then it's on vinyl, so you get these magentas to really pop. If you don't get vinyl, then this magenta won't pop, and it'll look like dark purple, and it looks dumb. So vinyl is really the ticket. Now, here's the downside. Hex is all rights reserved. Therefore, you can't just legally print these things, which kind of sucks because everyone wants one. But the law states that you have to defend your trademark in order to maintain it. So I have to tell you that you can't legally make these things because it's trademarked. At some point, you need to focus on your well-being. You're not looking so good. Yeah, I have a 3 hours sleep. I know, dude. Yeah, I'm fat and old. I get it. I know. Agree. I agree with you. What do you feel will be the main value adding use case for Hex? Dude, we're already amazing now. Currently. Amazing. What's the most time energy efficient means of accumulating Hex? Well, buying it with money seems to accumulate a lot. I mean, like, you either have to refer people to get it, or have held Bitcoin on December 1st, 2019, or need to mint your own by transforming Ethereum into X, or buy it. So it's like, I mean, most of those paths are work or monetary energy from work. So it sounds like an advance to get a job. I don't know. I mean, your question is basically like, how can I have more money? Well, work for it. Stopping alcohol. I stopped alcohol a long time ago. For someone who doesn't own Bitcoin or Ethereum, what's the best way to get into Hex? You could send fiat to Coinbase and get USDC, swap it on hexdex.win, or you could get Ethereum and use the adoption amplifier. Go to pumpmetals.com, you get a 10% bonus, and then you can transform your Ethereum directly into Hex at go.hex.win. Both of those ways work. You can also just install metamask.io, click deposit, and then click wire, and then use your bank card to get Ethereum, and then transform that into Hex. So those are all easy ways. It's also on 30 exchanges, and you could use any of those. Being alive is a scam until we stop dying. Interesting way of putting that. I think I recognize your username too. I believe Mike Cetera used to be a hardcore supporter of a coin that I didn't like at the time. And I'm very happy to see that he's on board with Hex now. And he's one of the guys that, if I'm remembering correctly, I would remember his profile photo more, but I can't see it in this chat screen. I am surprised when I have debates with people online and then they join up on Team Hex, hardcore hexers. And then Mike would be another guy that, so close to blocking, just argue. And then now, hardcore hexer. I love that. I love to see that people that I've disagreed with, we could join up behind something awesome. It's really cool, Is the only penalty on stakes is for ending it early, or is it penalty if you don't end stake after it matures? Yeah, you got to end it within 2 weeks, or you start incurring a penalty of 1% per week. You'll have nothing left after 100 weeks. Anyone can stop you from paying that penalty by running the good accounting function on your behalf. But, that's up to the community whether they do that or not. Talk about the 200,000 Hex user wallets. There's a lot of addresses that have Hex on them. I think 200,000 is a lot. I think I looked yesterday and it was only like 160 and 160K on Etherscan, but I don't know. Maybe I'm quoting an old number. Interested why you blocked me on Twitter, Richard? Because, okay. I can block you here too. If you are a troll and you say things that don't make any sense, I'm not going to let you poison and pollute the minds of my followers with your stupidity. That's not good for the world. So you will have to educate yourself and learn by hexers commenting on your crap or by you just doing your own research. But I can't incur the penalty to my 100,000 followers across YouTube and Twitter to educate one retard. It's not a good trade-off for the world. So medium retardation can be dealt with reasonably while educating the masses that might have been unwilling to ask a question that they might have been curious about. But heavier, more accusational will not be educated without great harm to the community at large. And so for those whose misguided ignorance is too strong, you just have to not be able to comment on my streams and not be able to comment on my tweets because I am not an advertising platform for stupidity. You will have to go pollute other people's streams. Or you could join the team and get converted when you see that this does what crypto was designed to do better. more open, more truthful, talks about price because people care about price and the price matters, talks about admin keys, talks about centralization. Man, it's in the code, it's in the walkthrough. Is there a walkthrough guide for Bitcoin code? No, fuck yourself. There's not. They don't care about you enough to write one. But there's a walkthrough for the hex code that says this does this, and this does this, and this does this, and this does this. So it's like, if you can't see better when it's in front of you, if you can't understand faster and cheaper and more price performance and more trustless and more open and more honest, if you can't understand those things, I can't help you. You might be beyond help, because I've been making these videos for years now. You should already know, truthfully. If you're in the crypto space, you should already understand what Hex is about. May I buy Hex with cash? You'd have to find someone that wanted to sell it to you for cash. I don't know anyone off the top of my head. I mean, if you're a whale and you're trying to do like a big deal, I don't know, maybe 100K plus, you can go in Hex OTC, t.me/Hex OTC, and there's people in there that could put you in touch with OTC brokers that'll AML KYC you and be able to take, large wire transfers. Any tips on learning to type faster? Is it worth it if you don't code? Look, man, I think we live in a digital age, and I think voice recognition still sucks. So typing is where it's at. I type fast as fuck. I type like 116 words a minute. And that's using a QWERTY keyboard. You could use Dvorak or Coleman, or there's some other keyboard setups you can use. I suggest you do not learn them because it'll fuck you on your laptop and it'll fuck you on other people's laptops. So if you weird out your keyboard and you weird out your letter layouts, you're going to fuck yourself on most normal devices and you'll never pick the speed back up. So wherever you left off, you'll never get back to it. So like I learned Ergodox to type with my hands separated like this on 2 separate keyboards. I lost like 4 or 5 words a minute. Didn't get it back. Wish I didn't try that stupid shit. So you can actually, there's a website you can go to. I mean, if you go, I don't want to tell you this website because it's too sticky. Tool worship is not work. There's a million photographers out there that know everything about the lens, everything about the camera, and nothing about composition, and nothing about creating the shot. So they know about the tool, but they don't know about the art. And in keyboards, the same shit. You can know everything about keycaps, everything about switches, everything about all that, and not know about how to press control with your palm. So I press control with my palm. So I don't have to do this. I just do that. I can press at the same time, control and whatever I want. And it's faster. It's a technique that gamers use, like StarCraft players, League of Legends players as well. So that ability to chord and hit 2 keys at the same time makes me faster and more efficient. So there are other techniques like that. So you really want to have your fingers on the home row. You really want to use all your fingers. You really want to chord. You don't want to get into the tool worship and start hitting these typing websites and just keep increasing your words per minute. I did that shit and I wasted a good portion of my life doing that. It's fucking regretful. It's a damn tragedy. So it's like, you're going to get diminishing returns. If you already type 100 words a minute, call it quits and go use that 100 words a minute to do something useful. Don't bust your ass to get 110. Stupid. Waste of time. Tool worship. Instead of building beautiful things, you're sitting there sharpening your tools. I could be sculpting something, but instead I'm just going to keep sharpening this knife and sharpening knife. And then eventually, your opportunity to make your sculptures disappeared and you don't have any knife blade left because you kept sharpening it for too long. Don't worship the tool. Worship what the tool creates and you'll get a better outcome. And you'll see that the tools are interchangeable, Don't worship the camera. How do I usually spend my day? Talking to y'all on the internet. What do you think of Peter Thiel? Covered it earlier, man. You got to rewind. He's great. Hi, is it when you end a stake, you can't start a new stake with more stakes than when your stake ended? With more shares, you mean? Yes, that is the case. So if you end a stake, the hex that you received from that ended stake can never be used to start a new stake that would get you more shares. It's impossible because the share rate increases to make sure that never happens. So, if you wanted more shares, you'd have to input extra energy from hex you got from somewhere else that wasn't the output of your original stake. So you can make bigger stakes, but you can't get more shares with the output of a single stake. When you re-input it, you'll have the same shares or less. You'll almost always have less shares, right? The only way the new share price. Will you discuss the advantages and disadvantages of early end staking, some stakes ending just after big payday to stake longer? You got to do the math on it, man. I haven't run simulations on that. So you'd have to see how many shares you got now and how many shares you would get if you emergency end staked. And then, if getting those extra shares is what you want, then the math doesn't seem very hard to me. You should know how many shares you're going to get. I mean, the math on emergency end stakes is not very complicated. It's actually very simple. I will try to remember it. It's on the wiki and the Reddit. So if you go to the Hex Crypto Reddit, there's a wiki there, and then the wiki has a penalty section. And so it says that, and this is also in Kyle's layman's guide, which we use as a white paper as well. So this calculation's in the white paper. It's in the Hex wiki. The penalty is, if I remember it correctly, so check it yourself, okay? But if I remember correctly, it's the amount of interest you've made times half the days. Oh, fuck. The amount of interest you made times the days you served divided by the days you committed to. I think there's a half in there somewhere. Fuck. So it's the amount of interest you made times half the days you've served divided by the days you committed to should equal your penalty. But check it. And then the minimum is 90 days. Yeah, you're going to need to check that shit. As you could tell, I haven't been doing any calculations for emergency end staking because, I've never really cared about what the emergency end staking penalty was because maybe I'm not out there emergency end staking, But for you guys that are thinking about it, the math isn't that hard. I mean, maybe I should look it up real quick, but it's the interest you made times half the days you served, minimum, and then divided by the days you committed to, and then the minimum committed days is 90. And I think that equals your penalty. But check it. Wow, Rich answered the cut question. It was to my liking. Thanks, man. I'm also Rich off Hex. Congratulations, man. Any other podcasts you like? I don't really listen to podcasts much, man. Barely at all. I just got out of the habit. I'm listening to music and working. I'm not doing the podcast listening thing. Do you think wrapping stakes would be positive for X? I'm not sure. I don't know. Might be positive, might be negative. I'm sure it'll happen at some point, so I guess we'll find out. Yeah, you guys might notice I never talk about the Hex price future forward. I don't know what's going to happen. I talk about it in the past. I tell you what happened, but sure, I don't speak to it. And it's possible. It's possible. It's amazing. But it's probable. Hard to say. Is learning how to make dApps a waste of time? No, I don't think so. I think, it's pretty cool, actually. I respect you, Richard, for stepping outside the box, even knowing you'd be hated and people would turn on you. Thanks, Annette. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate your guys' kind comments. I really do. Because I get a lot of bad comments, you know. It's nice to mix it up. Hey, Richard, should I buy Bitcoin now? I'm also considering Hex. And do I have Hex if I do Bitcoin? No. You would have had to have had your Bitcoin in December 1st, 2019. You need to make that decision yourself. Me, I like Hex a lot better than Bitcoin personally. A lot better. And it's appreciated against Bitcoin 92x if you bought the bottom and sold the local top. It's crazy. You got to look at the Hex chart. You put the Hex chart next to the Bitcoin chart, it's hilarious. I mean, Bitcoin took from 2015 to 2018 to do 100x. Hex did 100x in 4 months. So, you know, it's pretty cool. If you start a longevity research charity, I will donate a percentage of my Hex to it as it comes unstaked. Well, PJ, remember you said that, buddy. You just remember you said that. Do you have a timeline for when the current economic system completely crashes? It might not, dude. You might be long dead before this fantasy crash comes. I mean, you already had a pandemic, 30% fucking unemployment. Where's the crash? NASDAQ's at all-time highs. So, game might be different now. When are we going to get the bikini girl again? She had a kid, so not sure she's into the making bikini. Who knows? Can I call you Dad? Some people do. Apparently, I'm a very fatherly figure. So, seems a little creepy, but maybe. I don't know. I have to think on it. I don't know, maybe. I'll think on it. Will Hex be mentioned in the sci-fi rewrite? Maybe. I don't know. Thanks to the chat, Rich. Keep doing them. The world likes to see you standing on your soapbox. Pumps our bags. I don't know about that. And gives regulars a chance to get in. See you next time, bro. Thanks for coming by. If Hex hits 50 cents, I'd love to donate some money to your longevity efforts. Well, man, they're not my longevity efforts, you know? It's like, there's already people in the space ahead of me. Consider what they're working on because it exists, you know? Don't wait for me. A QR code for a Hex address maybe staked for 15 years would be fun. I don't know what that means, but there are some people that do Hex QR codes already, the Hex.business people. What's the best career path in computing at the moment? I think being Solidity developer is really profitable right now, but there's all types of developers that do well. You can go to glassdoor.io and maybe rank to see what languages are kind of paying the best. I mean, it seems to me that artificial learning and crypto is pretty awesome. You could also go to news.ycombinator.com, which is called Hacker News, and you could put up an Ask HN post and ask, like, hey guys, you know, ask them that question because there's more developers there that will be able to answer you. It's a forum of developers, basically. How long do you think it will take us to reach longevity escape velocity, and what are the most important problems you think we should work to invest in? Man, ain't looking good for me. I'm going to need a lot of progress quickly to save my ass. But what else is there to work on, right? So, like, yeah, I hope that progress happens. Longevity escape velocity is hard. So, I mean, even the question, like, what should we work on, invest in? I don't know. Message the girl that's in charge of longevity.vc, Laura Deming, and ask her that question. So go into Twitter, Go to Laura Deming's Twitter. You can probably find her by searching like Laura Deming, Peter Thiel, longevity.vc. Ask her that question because she's better knowledgeable on it than I am right now. You could ask on the SciVive channel too. There's some smart people in there. t.me/SciVive, SCIVIVE. Has anybody tried those vibrating exercise machines that work with muscle confusion? I don't think that shit works, man. I don't think you can vibrate your way to health. Or, you know, I could lend you my Sybian and you could go get real healthy. Plugs into the wall. It's like riding a motorcycle. Yeah, I know. Merch store. I know, man. Do jiu-jitsu, bro. I used to do martial arts for about 2.5 years. Did small circle jiu-jitsu, some ground fighting, passing the guard stuff. You know, back then, like, the Gracie brothers were just getting popular, so. Once you can beat enough ass, it's diminishing returns. It's like, I'm an okay fighter. If I train like an extra year or two, I'm not going to be that much better. I got the low-hanging fruit already. Guys, no liquidity on Uniswap V2. Be a liquidity provider and get those fees. True. You can be a liquidity provider on Uniswap. So you can, you know, put in some Hex and put in some ETH and make fees. Go check it out. Just go to, you know, uniswap.exchange and click pool. You'll have to paste the Hex contract address, of course, because it doesn't show up in the search bar. Not everyone's as good as things as Hex is. Not everyone else's stuff works as well. If you like the compliments, I love your streams too. Your books and videos have improved my life dramatically. Hey, thanks a lot, John. John Rita, I appreciate that, man. I'm glad I'm helping you. More to come, I hope. You ever tried a float tank? No, I never tried it, but it would be cool. Get that altered state, you know. Turn into some type of alien monster. I haven't watched Altered State in years. How am I still behind chat 30 minutes? Constant behind 30 minutes. Richard Hart deserves a crypto Nobel Prize. Thank you. I want a long Hex, someone says. Yes, be careful, man. You know, margin cuts both ways, bro. Found Hex this week. This is how crypto should be. Thank you, Richard. I'm glad that you have had a good experience. If Whale stakes shortly before the big payday, does that nuke everyone else's stake share if they've been in since the start? Yeah, if more people stake, then big payday gets spread over more people. If more people stake longer, then big payday gets spread over more people. If less people stake, it gets spread over less people. Murder ball, Florida style, 3 a.m. Little Haiti burn bag. Yeah, man. Florida, baby. You know what's up. I'm too dumb to do the whole shorting crap. I guess that makes me smart. Shorting crypto is suicide, man. XMR to Hex trustless gateway. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yo, man, you find it. I tweet it. Can you talk about TAC, TAC? I think he's talking about like when you authorize some apps to spend from your wallet. It's always nice to limit how much they spend. Like in MetaMask, you can click an option to put a limit on how much they can spend that you can manually choose under the advanced. So, you know, maybe don't authorize apps to just spend all they want. You know, Hex don't even have that problem, but for apps that do use that design pattern of getting authorization from you for like amounts, choose a reasonable amount. Don't give them unlimited, you know? So that's a good question, if I understood your TAC properly. You like my hexagon necklace? Thanks, man. One day, it's going to be more baller, I bet. Richard, stay strong and ignore haters. You stand strong and make Hex successful. I appreciate the kind words, man. I think Hex community makes Hex successful. I just sit around and every once in a while I might do a stream, you know. So if you like the amazing things that Hex is doing, it's because you guys are making it that way. What a great project in Hex. Brilliant man behind it. Can't wait for big payday. Yeah, big payday should be cool, man. Hi, Richard. Where would you say that Hex is more popular, or do you plan to take over the world and be the king of Hex? I don't know. That sounds like a geography question. I think it's most popular in the States, my guess, just by the English talking people are doing. Dan Emmons with the 140 words per minute. God damn. It's fast, man. Fucking fast. Yo, people in here with the 160s and 150s. All right, man. You guys are speeding. And you top like 0.5%. Firebun. Firebun's awesome. Wonderful, wonderful guy. Wonderful member of the community. He says, penalty. So my math was fucked up earlier. I tried, guys. I'm going to take Firebun's word for it here. Penalty equals interest received times half your committed days divided by days served. And half of committed days will always be equal to 90 if the stake was less than 180 days. Okay, well, there you go. And I'll read it again. Penalty equals interest received times half your committed days divided by the number of days served, and half your committed days will always be equal to 90 if the stake was less than 180 days. So there you go for you guys that want to calculate your penalties if you're thinking about restaking for longer to get more shares. What would happen if Warren Buffett or equivalent left all his wealth to Hex? Would it pump and feed many? You can't really leave your wealth to a smart contract. You kind of need to, there's no automatic, right? Like someone has to do the computation and perform the, like roll the block and pay the fee, or either mine your own block or pay someone to do it for you. It's like, it got to be human involved for your thing. That if you want to go from analog to digital, somebody's got to bridge that gap for you. So let's say Warren Buffett left all his money to a foundation, and the formation documents of the foundation were that he wanted all of his wealth to go into Hex. Yes, I think that would cause the value of Hex to increase because his wealth is greater than the entire market cap of Hex times a very large number. So that's an easy answer question. I probably should have just said yes. But the feed many part, I mean, I don't know how many people it would feed. I mean, how many people does Bitcoin feed? It's a hard question. If you're a 27-year-old coder, what projects would you be looking to get involved in? Yeah, be in crypto, man. Come join t.me for, can't tell you the, direct message me, and then I'll tell you how to get to the developer chat in crypto, Hex Crypto. So I'm t.me/Richard Hart. You can message me. And if you're dev, I'll tell you where the dev chat's at. I like to keep it noob free, you know. Thanks, Richard, for Hex. Thank you. What's the ideal staking duration? Nobody knows. I mean, longer pays better. So you got to figure that out on your own, man. I feel like you might be one of the only humans to figure out how humans can live forever and actually make it happen. That's a big ass compliment. Thank you very much. I don't feel that way about myself. But boy, I would love to see progress. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to biology, it's got to be the most complicated system in the universe, in my opinion. So it's hard. Hexologist Richard Hart live stream, do it. We'll do another one. I think Hexologist is great. I like watching his streams. I watch them all the time. All the time. If you want longevity, munch on seaweed. I'm 176 and that's all I eat. What are you, a sea turtle, dude? Must be hell typing with those flippers. Oh shit. Somebody made a funny joke I can't repeat. Am I seeing comments from Twitter? No. I don't see that in this feed. Unless they're in Periscope. If you're in the Periscope on Twitter, then I did see your comment. If you had to, would you rather fight Vitalik or Andreas? I'm going to take Andreas on that one, dude. Because if I brain damage somebody, like Vitalik's trying to like cure aging, you know? He's given millions of dollars to the Sense Foundation. It's cns.org/donate. So Vitalik's like trying to save my life, basically, you know? Andreas is doing a good job popularizing cryptocurrency, but it's not saving my damn life, you know what I'm saying? So, and you know, Andreas, he's a little wider, right? So he's an easier target. You know, Vitalik turns to the side. It's like trying to punch a piece of paper. What a weird ass question. Breaking. Richard Hart says he'll kill Andreas. What? These damn clickbait headlines. Is HexDex a liquidity pool? HexDex is just a front end. I mean, the contract's the Uniswap contract that the Uniswap people built, and it has a liquidity provider function in it where you can provide liquidity by putting in Ethereum and Hex or any pair in Hex now on the V2. On V1, it's just Ethereum and Hex, but on V2 you can put USDT Hex, USDC Hex, DAI Hex. You can put any pairs you like. So you can go on v2.uniswap.com and uniswap.exchange, v2.uniswap.exchange, and, you know, check it out, man. Maybe you want to be a liquidity provider and make 0.3%, your share of 0.3% on every trade. Magic mushrooms, have you experienced? No. Oh, my posture is garbage. See, these things are too high too. Like my arms are too long or the arms are too high. It's like not easy to actually sit comfortably in this chair. Do you think your scammy marketing was a good idea in hindsight? I get it and I like the idea. Oh, I don't know, dude. We did 116x in 129 days. I don't know. What do you think? If the marketing were different, it would have done like 1,000x in 4 months or something. It looks like it's doing pretty good. So, Vitalik is a furry, so obviously I'd tussle with him. Sounds like you might be a furry as well. Be wanting to tussle with a furry. Tussle's a funny word. Richard Hart is the Martin Luther of crypto-yanity. That's a hard word right there. Word on tool thoughts. I don't care about cameras, and I've shot for some of the best clients on the planet. Don't get strung out on the tech. Kills the spirit. Yeah, dude. It's just a tool, man. People that, if you're focused on the tool, you're not focused on the work. The work is where the magic is. I know, like, for instance, can't remember his name right now. There's some very famous photographers that work with only very shit cameras, and they do very well. So it ain't the camera. It's been so interesting watching this grow since the beginning. I think you made a pretty cool thing with a pretty neato community of people. You know, they say you can't choose your fans, so I guess I got pretty lucky to have some cool-ass fans. Smart people in Hex. Real smart. I could read this comment about gatekeeping, but I'm tired of complaining. I've reached my complaining threshold. Yes, I wish everyone would respect Hex and give it the respect that is due and has earned. Some people might just take a little longer to turn it, to figure it out. If everyone who has stakes that end immediately after big pay decide to emergency end stake a week early, is it possible for the share price to skyrocket before big payday even arrives? Maybe. It depends on how big their penalties are. I'd be curious to see. Anything you'd have done differently in hindsight in my life? Yeah, sure. A little too broad of a question there. Regarding Hex, I'm pretty cool with it, man. Because look, you might think you got a better idea, but think about how well it's done. And what are the odds that your better idea can really outperform that? And it's like, I'm pretty damn happy with it. Pretty damn happy. Florida's a sunny place for shady people. Well said, man. Well said. Somebody said they went from $600 to $21,000. $21,000. Yeah, 21,000. Thanks, Mr. Hart. Don't thank me. You mind your own coins. You mind your own rewards. Congratulations to yourself, sir. The only good thing that ever came out of Florida is Richard. I mean, apparently Martina Navratilova was a good tennis player from Florida. I mean, there's like Diplo's from Florida. Makes some good music. I have some friends from there. It turned out pretty cool. So, as millions of people there, you're going to get some good ones. But holy shit, the crime. It's too spicy. Too crime. Trip in my teens, I rode a bicycle from DC to Miami. It took a month. Florida was the wackest part. You're lucky not get run over by a car, dude. Lucky. Can you give us some big payday dirty talk? Well, I don't know. If Hex was half a cent and big payday is 160 billion, it's not like $800 million. Like a lot. Is my math right? I don't know. Check the math. It's a lot of money. 110 words per minute, Firebun says. He thinks he peaked. Yeah, me and Firebun, man, we think a lot of the same stuff. Apparently we type near the same speed. We give the same chair suggestions with refurbished Aeron chairs. We both, when some question pops up in chat, like me and Firebun will like bust out the same answer within seconds of each other. It's funny. Feist typing is for secretaries. Yeah, man. Get it over with, and you don't have to sit there so long. Where will that Hex Citadel be built? On the moon, obviously, bruh. Give me a second, guys. One moment. Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed my muted fucking mic. That was a lot of fun. Glad I could share. I hope you can lip read. I hope you all can read fucking lips. Because if I'm 20 minutes behind, then that means I just talked for 20 fucking minutes. I hope that's not the case. I hope I didn't talk muted for 20 fucking minutes. I think it was only 5 minutes. Fuck. Oh my God. Okay, so I said Firebone's smart as shit. Subscribe to the Discourse Syndicate. Firebone's going to be on there. Coming soon. I think those are important things I covered. Damn. Can't believe. Muted. Well, I'm not muted now. Thank God. Hilarious, man. Yeah, I was only muted for 4 minutes. Fuck. It's a good thing I remembered what I talked about. Oh yeah. I just told you guys all the secrets to life. I hope you were listening. I'm copying that joke right out of chat. That was a good one. Well, at least I know you guys are listening, because there are a lot of complaints about not having the audio working. Sorry about that, guys. That was my bad. I'm not used to getting up during the stream. It's like the first time I've ever software muted that I can remember. Yeah, I thought I'd be screwed for 30 minutes. I don't know why I'm not, actually. Vitalik is asking about the Sibian. Lol. No expectations of sound from the work of others. That's a good one. Oh, man. Killed me, dude. Okay, you guys had 5 minutes muted, but now we're back. Thank God. I don't know why it wasn't 20, because historically I've been behind 20 or 30 minutes, so I don't understand how I was able to unmute in only 5. I must have got lucky and hit a pocket of like less comments. Had to be. Or maybe, oh, no, you guys commented so quickly that it accelerated me to my endpoint, the maximum back that I can go. So I think you guys posting so much because I was muted allowed me to notice I was muted faster, because it ate through my cache faster. Neat. All right. Good job, guys. Good job. The squeaky wheel got the grease. Man, I am pretty hungry. I'm not eating olives. I'm not gonna do it. I'll eat a damn dollop of mayonnaise before I eat olives. That sounds so gross, dude. Just to make a mayonnaise sandwich. There's gotta be something good in the fridge. I'll find something. What's the reasoning behind the 3.69% yearly inflation rate? Why is this the most game theoretic optimal inflation rate? Well, it's less than Bitcoin's inflation rate when Bitcoin hit 20,000, which is fresh in everyone's mind. And Tesla loved 369, believed it was the key to the universe. So we've got that meme going on. Plus, it's like a multiple of itself. And 3 is my favorite number. And you see a magic near damn chapter about the magic of 3s in the Sci-Fi book. You know, if there's 3 dimensions, the minimum number of legs that something can stand with is 3. We speak in tripartite language: big, medium, or small, medium, large, right? Black, gray, white, red, green, blue, blood, sweat, and tears. wasn't originally blood, sweat, and tears. There was a fourth word, but humans don't like that. We like threes. So the fourth word's been forgotten. I think it might have been blood, sweat, toil, and tears, but I might be misremembering the Churchill quote. So, mathematically, geometrically, verbally, everything is threes, right? Like even in Sci-Vive. So Sci-Vive is mind, body, spirit, money, power, respect, time, environment, experience. 9 things, 3 groups of 3, it had just a big confluence of excellence. It was right, Now, in reality, the inflation rate is going to be much lower than that because inflation isn't paid on coins until they're minted. Coins aren't minted until their stakes end. And currently, the average stake length is 4.5 years. So the actual inflation rate is going to be far lower than 3.69%, at least for the next 4.5 years, if that staking behavior continues in the same way. Yeah, I mean, you could go lower or higher, right? If you go too low, now people aren't juiced about staking, which is kind of the whole idea, right? If you go too high, well, now the retail price might be negatively impacted because you've got, more supply pushing down the number. So I think 3.69 is pretty awesome. And I think if you look at somebody that's trying to kind of copy Hex, which is funny, you'll see that Ethereum's trying to build staking now, and they're trying to answer these same questions that Hex already answered in regards to how much do you pay people to take their coins off market? What's the right number? And Hex already solved it, and it's obviously already working. And so it's funny to see other people try and catch up and find the game theory that works because Hex already did it, It's already wildly successful. It's only 6 months old. Good question. It's a good question. Somebody says no audio. No, we have audio now. Maybe he's in the past. Maybe he's like lagged. Yeah, my stomach keeps growling, y'all. I'm going to try and stick something in there. Maybe protein shake. Yeah. I think I'll have a protein shake. Yeah, I mean, it's been a real joy talking to you guys. So go to t.me/Sci-Vive. Check out the Sci-Vive books. Go to pumpamentals.com. Claim your free Hex. Or watch the videos. Learn about it, What else? Free chat. t.me/Hex Crypto. Over 20,000 people in there. Subscribe on Twitter. Twitter.com/Richard Hartwin and Hex Crypto. YouTube.com/Richard Hart and YouTube.com/Sci-Vive. I'm broadcasting on Sci-Vive. I rarely broadcast on Richard Hart. So we've also got a Discord, but I can't remember that link. So you'll have to go to, pumpamentals.com and scroll to the bottom and click the Discord icon. So we got Telegram, Discord, Twitter, YouTube. I'm on twitch.tv, DLive, Periscope. Yeah. Check out, we just listed on, let me rephrase that, Hex was just listed on hitbtc.com, which is a pretty large exchange. They just listed today. It's nice to see that the larger exchanges are recognizing that Hex is something nice to have. It's pretty cool. It's really good talking to you guys. I absolutely love what I'm seeing, and I'm very excited about what's happening. Like, think about all the potential that there is. Think about all the places Hex could be that's not yet. And think about all the people that don't know that Hex exists yet. Simon Dixon that I talked to earlier today didn't even know what it was. wow, like there's a lot of potential. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.